Now, if we walking and we out or something, I'm gonna open every door for you. I'm just horrible at car doors. See what I'm saying? I'm horrible at that. I can admit that. I've had somebody check me on that. Like, damn, you ain't gonna open my car door? And it's like, oh shit, I'm not doing it on purpose. I
Wait,
don't know.
wait, how old are you?
I'm 40.
Oh yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I learned that a little bit later though.
Yeah.
But I look at it, I
What?
start like I start with my mom. Like I'm definitely gonna open the door for her. She definitely shouldn't have to pump no gas as long as she got a grown ass son.
Absolutely.
I'm not even getting out the car. I'm not even moving. Even my daughter in the back seat. We both know he about to come open the door. Like, don't rush yourself into danger. You don't know what's out there. Let him get out there first and check the scene out.
You trained him well, Drina.
Oh really?
He. If he
Yeah, well,
forget, he gonna remember by the time he get to the house, to the door, and realize we not behind him. He'll be like, "Oh, my bad."
yeah, guilty.
Yeah, he almost choked when I said you trained him well.
Yeah. That's what it's
I was at
called,
a fork. I was at a
Terrence.
fork in the road.
Chivalry. Chivalry,
I was at a
Terrence.
fork in the road. Go left or right.
Mm. Trained him well. That's the words we using? Okay, cool.
Here we
Get
go.
her.
Here we
I
go.
like it. No,
Here
that's
we
Get her.
go
cool.
with
That's cool.
that opposite guy down there. He's like, "Oh, women kill children." It's always women's fault.
I
This
think.
this is what irritates me with
I
him.
think she tapped.
Everything is
I think she tapped into what my mom taught me. She tapped in and probably added a little bit more to it.
well. That's good. She knew how to handle your ass.
Okay, y'all forgive me for being slow, but we got a husband and wife on the panel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Just had it mixed up. I knew Drina was damn. It's crazy. I'm slow. I
Wait a
knew
minute.
Drina was
So
married. Drina was married to. I know Drina is married to Dirty, and I'm just now putting two and two together. All right.
yeah, we don't grace the panel as much, but when we
Yeah.
do, try to make our presence felt.
Nah, that's good shit though, cause y'all can speak on this, man. You can speak on this. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Hey,
we can.
so you not born rich with the finger up to your mouth.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
yeah, that's me, Dirty.
Yeah, you don't look 40.
Oh, thanks, brother. Yeah,
Thought you was
me.
like
Black,
I thought you was like 24 or so.
nah, black don't crack, homie. But yeah, me. You
So
hit
let's
that
address
move.
Terrence' comment.
Shout
Terrence.
out to everybody in the comments.
Terrence said, "Train you to be what they want you to be, and not what you need to be."
You know
Thoughts,
what?
fellas?
I think when you first get in the relationship, it's probably it's compromised in the beginning.
There we
But
go.
as it goes on, that's like your
Yeah.
grace period before like you get to really know the person. But by the time you know them, hopefully you are you who you are, and they is who they is, and then y'all can continue forward.
That's it. And you.
Yeah.
I don't know. You decide what you're gonna deal with and what you're not gonna deal with.
No,
Now,
nobody come with no relationship and it's peaches and
Oh
cream and
wow.
shit.
So Sai Dandan in the comments. His name is Sai Dandan.
it's
He
like,
he said he said opening doors for a woman. F that. What you ain't got no hands. Wow.
damn, side dot dot. Yeah.
Damn. And then when a nigga get locked up, you be like, what? You ain't got no bail?
You ain't got no commissary, nigga. You ain't got no money to put on your own books. Come on now. Get with it.
Shit. That's the number one golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
So
For real.
expect the same shit back. And you ain't never gonna find happiness that way, because you're gonna always be on defense.
I think of it as like a protection thing, and I think of it as um, my man is my form of protection. He's going to protect me, whether it's emotionally, um, or spiritually or physically. I'm
Hmm.
not just jumping off the car like that. It's too much going on. let him peep the scene out. And this is what the kids need to be watching so they can see whether it's a boy or a girl. The boy's gonna, I think I heard y'all talk about this a little bit earlier. He's seeing this learned behavior, and
Yes.
he's seeing that daddy is going to take the lead. Daddy is going to protect mommy. He's going to protect the family. And the girls are seeing that, okay, daddy's got this.
Yep.
It's not so much I don't have hands or I can't get off the car myself. There was a time when I didn't wait for a man to open the door for me. I just hopped out. As soon as we parked, I'm out. And it took one person to tell me, stop hopping off the car so fast. You don't know what's going on. Just
see, Drina. So when I say I don't open car doors, I really never had a woman that enforced that upon me. You feel me? Now, if I had a woman, I've had a couple baby moms, but if one of my baby mom would have been like, "Hey, man, when we pull up, you need to be opening that door," and then she keep instilling that in me, then I'd be like, "Okay, go bam. I'm the nigga that's supposed to get out, open the door." Not saying I can't learn it or willing to get on it. It's just not something that I was taught to do, and I didn't see my father do it.
I understand that, and in that, there's going to be mistakes to be made because you got boundaries, she got boundaries. Yours might be a little different from hers, but in that gray area is where y'all duke it out.
That's a fact. Yeah.
Not literally, but in them disagreements, you learn a lot about each other in them disagreements.
It
You
also
know what? All this time, this is a little bit off subject, but all this time, I just noticed that's you, and there's a little small picture of you in that dirty weather. I never knew what that little thing was, and then I just looked right now, and I see it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually a story behind this logo. When I was inside, my celly, he was like, something, you got a perfect side profile hook. Like it's like Alfred Hitchcock, like he stepped in, like ain't nobody got no hook and forehead like yours. He said, so make that your profile, bam. And then the other homie came with the logo, the dirty weather, and I had the name. And then that picture right there, I took that in Atlanta. And then shit, it took a thing of its own.
Yeah.
So Terrence said, I'm sorry, cut you off. Go ahead and finish your thought.
That's why I've never really changed my logos like that, because this one means something. All right, go ahead.
Terrence said this, then you train to do what she wants you to. I would beg to differ. I would just like to like consider this. You want your woman to feel protected, right? You want her to feel safe around you, correct? Men.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like that's one of my jobs, right? Yeah, man, women say all the time, and I even said the protector and the provider.
Right. So that's just a form of protecting your woman when you are opening her door. It's not that you are opening her door because you're trying to be a quote unquote gentleman, or she is just trained you to come open her door so you can wait on her hand and foot. It's not even about that. It's a form of I got you. I'm protecting you.
In my mind, you should want to do that. Like if this is your life partner or this is who you rocking with, you should want to do them things like that. Unless you feel she ain't worth it, that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel she ain't worth it, then more power to you. But if she's worth it, her weight in gold, then you got to protect that gold.
So then you just change your mind. Just change your mind about it. A changed mind is the most powerful tool in your arsenal. So just because it never dawned on you to open her door, now think of it as I'm not just opening her door, I'm protecting her. I'm going to get out of this car. I'm going to make sure when I walk around this car, everything is good. And then I'm letting my prize out.
Okay. I like that.
I just want to say shout out to the husband and wife duo. I love this duo here. I love this duo.
Yeah, that you cook it, Drina, because I never thought about it like that. You feel me? I just simply called it chivalry. You know what I'm saying? It's chivalry. Like, okay,
the same as if you walking down the street with her, right? You're gonna make sure she on the inside.
No, I do that.
Okay. Same thing. Same
The
thing.
link
Same
is
thing.
pinned for
Same
whoever
thing when
want to
you
come.
when she holding your hand or holding your arm. That's a form of her saying, "I feel safe with you."
You want to know somebody that wasn't taught right? Stand by the door of any establishment. Just stand by the door, and you're gonna see who gonna open the door and hold it for the person
Oh
behind.
nah, I say yes, ma'am, no ma'am. I open. That's how my dad taught me. That's just
Yeah.
how I am. I say yes, ma'am, no ma'am. I
That's
open the
good.
door for women. I open the door, shit like that. You know, I always been like that. That's just what I do.
That's good. Well, see, there goes the part about how the boys need men to teach them certain things.
Oh nah, it's
The
definitely your
men
daddy.
that
If
have
your
been
daddy
taught
teach
that.
you, you gonna be instilled in.
Yeah.
You still need men to teach you certain things though, but because you can be fuck, this is gonna sound horrible. But if not, you will become an emotional wreck. Not saying women are emotional wrecks, but women
Right,
are
that too though.
emotional.
You want to do something born rich? I feel what you're saying. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like women are
Mhm.
emotional and sometimes they act erratic and they let their emotions take over. Like I've seen my mom do it, but then I also seen it's a crisis, right? This is what I always say. This is perfect. So this is what I always say. When I'm dating a woman or I'm planning on being with a woman, I can't make it official until I see how you react in a crisis. Because in a crisis, you might get emotional and get irrational. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of women get mad at me because when a crisis hit, I still keep the same temperament. I'm like, listen, cool, relax, slow down. Let's think about it. Let's work it out. You know what I'm saying? And I've been told, Born, you're nonchalant. Born, life
Hey,
is look,
what?
That's
the
the
house
same
is
thing I've
crumbling.
been
Hold
told.
on, real quick,
That's
real
the
quick.
same.
Hey, real quick. I've been told this. Born, the house is crumbling down in front of us, and you don't give a fuck. And I'm like, what you mean I don't give a fuck? Because I'm not reacting emotionally and erratic like
Mhm.
you're reacting. You think I don't
Mhm.
give a fuck? I see the fucking house crumbling down. I'm trying to come up with solutions. And you're being erratic right now. You see what I'm saying? So I think a man needs to teach men how to react in a crisis. That's just me though. But go ahead. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about this statement?
What if there's no man?
What's your sign?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Okay.
Oh, crazy ass Sagittarius. Oh shit.
We ain't never
Nah,
been known. We
because
ain't
I
never
be
been known to be
experiencing.
crazy.
Nah, I be experiencing that same thing where sometimes like it'd be hard to get to, where a person rip open their chest and bear their emotions and shit.
Yeah.
I sit there
Yep. Yep.
still face. But what I came to the conclusion is it's something that we can't we don't know how to communicate fully like we would want to. We don't know how to communicate. We know how to
Yep.
communicate anger, happiness, sadness, all that shit. But when it comes to expressing like real emotions, like the funny part is we can talk to our homies all day and
Yep.
express real emotions and shit. But when it
Hey.
comes to our woman,
Yeah.
we don't talk to her like we talk to our homies. And a lot of times that means we leaving stuff out.
Yeah. I'm guilty of that too. I'll say this though. Dirty. I will sit down and really, really, really talk to my woman, but it's a lot of times. It's on my time. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't know. It's weird because when my woman pull up and she be like, "What's wrong?" I'll just be like, "Nothing. Nothing is wrong." And then I'll go smoke a blunt with the homie and tell him everything is wrong. That's you right about
That's
that.
that's
And
where
then
y'all mess up at doing
yeah,
that.
and then 2 or 3
Yeah.
days later, when I'm ready to talk, I'll be like, "Come here, baby, sit down. Let me talk to you. Let me tell you what's going on. I know a few days ago I told you nothing was going on, but let me tell you what's going on. I don't know. It's like I do it on my time. Maybe that's a flaw that I need to work on. You feel me?
Well,
That is a flaw. I agree.
there's also that analogy that I always throw out there about the lion's back. So when you in an argument, you on the lion's back, you and her on the lion's back, y'all in an argument, or y'all not talking, or y'all beefing. So y'all got a problem. So the thing is, you got to pick the right time to jump off this lion's back, or he gonna eat both y'all asses.
Hey
Mm,
Tay.
mm.
Hey my
So
dude.
you gotta pick the right time. So if it's 3 days later,
That's it.
shit, as long as it's the right time.
Salute, news. Salute, Drina, fellas. How y'all doing?
What up, Mike
What's
Jizzle?
up, Mike G? Hey, Tay. Everybody in
I heard
Gina's.
y'all talking about the relationships, and I wanted to join in.
Hey man, you know that's it, man. That's it. That's my shit, man. Listen, look, Mike G, I said this when I first went live. Yeah, I don't really. It's been too much talk about other niggas and niggas talking about niggas, man. Let's talk about men and women, man. With my type of
Okay.
subject, bro. You know what I mean? So yes, we talking about relationships, bro. Yeah.
Okay, well, what's the topic right now? What y'all on?
Well, we was talking about men opening doors for women. That's what we had.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's a must. That's a must.
Oh, that's a must, Mike G.
Yeah,
I
because
didn't expect you to go that route, Mike G, but okay. Talk to us.
nah, my mama raised me as a gentleman and my grandma, but now I still do that to this day. Like if it's especially the elderly ladies, I don't care if they 10 feet away, I'll wait.
What about your
Mm-hmm.
girl? What
I
about your
still do
girl?
that to this day.
You open the door
Yeah.
for your girl?
Of course.
Car door for your girl.
It just depends where we at. I ain't no goddamn limo chauffeur, but damn it, if we somewhere and it's a lot of people and I feel like she ain't safe,
There you
I
go.
make
That's
sure
what I
she
was
get in the
waiting.
car first.
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting to hear.
Hey, you know what's funny though, Drina? I just never equated opening up your girl's car door with protection and safety. I don't know why. I never even thought about that.
They
That's
can
Let me
same
ask
thing.
you
it
this,
can
That's
leak.
though. Let me ask
that's
you
it.
this, Rich. If you and your girl was riding in the car and y'all pulled over at the liquor store and there was like 6 or 7 dudes hanging out the liquor store, there wasn't no threat or nothing. They just, youngsters hanging out.
Yeah.
And you pull
Yeah.
up, do you want her? She gonna run in right quick. You gonna let her just jump out?
No,
and just
absolutely.
go past
No.
them like that?
All right, I'm gonna tell you the way I handle. I've been in that situation, and the way I handled that is okay. We pull up, and I'll say, you know what? I'm gonna run in and get it. Lock the doors.
Okay, so you was unconsciously thinking safety, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I ain't gonna lie, the girls I fuck with, they not fools either though. So even if I did, because I ain't gonna say one time, but a couple times I might just jump out the car and shut the door, and then you hear the door locked behind you. See what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I be slipping. I can admit that. Sometimes I be slipping.
Boy,
I've
Rich,
seen this
it's
sometimes.
But for the most, it really
that
makes me
being
think, Drina, you know what you're really saying? So the best example I got is my daughter, right? If me and my daughter pull up at that corner store and there's niggas hanging all out and shit, and I'm gonna tell my daughter to come in. But if my daughter like, Daddy, I don't want to come in, I'm gonna say, all right, baby, I'll be right back. Lock the doors. You know what I'm saying?
That's
You
what I
know what?
do. That's what I do.
When you hear a lot of men talking about opening doors, they usually say that their mama or their grandmama taught them to be gentlemen. They never learned these traits from a man.
That's a fact.
right
I
because the
told you.
man wasn't there. My daddy wasn't there.
And
No,
my
I
I'm
still
daddy
have
wasn't
saying,
my.
there.
I'm saying
I
usually
mean,
women. My argument is usually women raise their sons into the man that they want or what they idea of a man should be.
I give the women credit more because they were more involved with me. But I did have my grandpa though. He taught me a whole lot of shit.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about
I
just
didn't
you.
have
I'm
a
just talking about
daddy,
like
but I
in
had my
general.
grandpa.
Yeah, but what Terrence is saying though is he never taught you to open the door for your lady.
Did your grandpa say
Right, the
open your
man.
door for every woman
He
you
got a
with?
point. He got a point. Cause I said the same thing,
Well,
Mike
like
G.
I say, I'm just giving my mama and my grandma the credit because they were the most involved. But I was heavily involved in church, so you just see it at church. That's just a normal reaction.
What's the ratio of men to women in the church?
Depends on where you at. You in Atlanta?
It's always usually 80-20. It's almost 80-20, man. It's
Yeah,
usually
it
always
was
more women than there
80-20
is men in the
It's
church.
more women. It's more women than men.
in church, absolutely. And in
I think
church.
what we have to also start doing with our kids is, especially our single women, when we are raising boys, and like Terrence said, we single women or women raise boys to be men that they desire to have that type of man, right? You said that, Terrence. Maybe
I mean, because how can you raise them to something you don't even know what it is like to be? No one knows what it's like to be a man. They don't know the
I get
feelings.
what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So perhaps so we know that opening the door for a woman is about a safety issue. It's not about being a gentleman. So of course,
Nah,
I
it
want you to
usually
open
came
the
from
door for me.
chivalry. It came from
But
chivalry. A nigga trying to get to the pussy. It didn't come from,
okay,
you know what I'm saying,
so how
gentleman
about
and
we
none of
start
that shit.
raising our kids and
Here we
not
go.
just
Here we
teaching
go.
them to do something on the strength, but telling them why. That's one of the things that we got
What
away
is the
from.
importance of that? Every woman feels a different significance behind getting the door open. You feel that it's safety and all that, but the next woman, they ain't thinking the same thing. They don't even know why. They just know that the nigga supposed to open the door because my grandmama said, or I seen my grandpa opening the door for my grandma. Nobody really knows the significance, and people usually make up their own.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
change
it's
it.
safety. It's safety, and it's also just being classy when you got your family out in public. You feel me? Like old schools are different. I grew up around a lot of old people, so they look at it as class. I look at it as safety. Like this, is my mama. This, is my daughter. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm being a gentleman. Like why she gotta open the door? I'm already standing right here. I'm the man. Let me open the door.
And as you're raising your sons and your daughters, and you're opening the door for the mama or for them, and you
Yep.
explain
The
to them why.
kids.
This is why I'm doing this. I'm opening your door. I'm
Yep.
opening mommy's door because it's a safety issue. I want to make sure you guys are safe. Don't get out the car. Don't jump out the car. I'm gonna put the child lock on. You keep trying to get out. Let me make sure it's safe. You instill
Okay,
in them from a young
okay,
age.
okay. So what about the gas? Pumping the gas.
That's automatic, dirty.
But I'm
And that's
saying,
something I
Automatic.
really learned from my father.
where
I
does that
learned
come
that.
from? The single
Yeah.
mama showing her son how to be a man.
I'm not in my. Now, I'm gonna say this though, Terrence, real quick, Terrence. And in my situation, no, that's something
Who
I
taught
saw
you how to
my
pump the gas,
father
boy?
do.
Who showed you and taught you how to pump the gas?
Shit,
My
my
father
cousin.
did. Yeah, my father. Oh, my bad. You talking about?
Nah, I was just answering my cousin. I mean, at a certain age, I don't care if a woman's single or not. Once your son get around 8 or 9, yeah,
Yeah.
you make his ass get out and pump the gas. Teach him how to read numbers. Like, hey, once this is the gallons, this is the price. My cousin showed me how to pump gas. I was looking at the goddamn gallons, so he said put 20 in there. I put 20 goddamn gallons in there
True story. True
because I didn't
story.
know.
True story. Listen, I think I
What the
was
hell y'all
maybe
was in that took 20 gallons?
18 years
I
old.
was young.
Was
Shit.
I 18? I think I was 18 years old and went out on a date with this guy, and we went to the gas station. He got out to pump the gas, and I kept hearing these clunk, 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 clunk. I was like, "What's this nigga doing?" I go out, I get out the car, and I'm like, "Everything all right?" He said, "I ain't never pumped no gas before." That was our last date.
Wow. He must say never had a car then, because you gonna pump that gas.
Nah, he borrowed his mama car.
We was in my car.
Oh shit.
What up,
Tell
y'all? What up, Dirty? What up, Drina? What up, y'all? Not to cut
What's
you
up,
off.
Trey?
Cracking with the
what's
news.
that in?
Little 38.
More
What up?
rich.
What up?
Hey,
What's up,
my shit,
Trey?
Mike G.
Who raised you?
So,
TK Kirkland voice, huh? Shit,
So can we get back to the
both
original?
my parents raised me, man. But yeah, I watched my father go through it all, man. I learned everything, how to fix a car, man.
yeah.
You know, do it all
That
by
part.
watching the man start his own business. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Fall
look, we
off
got
in
new
that
people on
business.
the panel. Answer the original
What's
question.
up,
Hello,
Terrence?
Trey.
What's
Hello,
up,
Look,
Trey.
answer
News?
the
How you
original
doing,
question
News? I
that's
love
under the
you.
topic. I think he said, what'd you say? Could
He said
women
he
raise
love
men
you,
to be
News.
leaders?
Did he say he love
That's
you,
the
News?
thing. That's the
Yeah,
thing. Women
yeah,
can
yeah.
raise men to be leaders. They can't raise them to be men, but they can raise them to be leaders.
Yeah, hold on, break that down.
If
Break that
that's what
down,
they
Daddy.
emulate.
Explain that, Daddy.
If they mama is a strong woman and that's what she's emulating, nothing but strength, then her daughter her son gonna follow suit. Whatever he do, he gonna be strong. He might not be. She can't raise him to be a man like in our standards, but she can raise him to be a leader though.
But a leader of who? Can he be a leader of men?
A leader,
of
period, of
a
himself.
leader of humans.
Just the person
A leader of the household.
Not a follower, man. That's all a young man need to know. Don't follow nobody, bro.
Right.
You lead this
Hold on.
path,
But they say
whatever
this, no,
it is.
Trey. But Trey, they say the best leaders started out as followers.
Well, yeah, you gotta follow your mama, your dad's instructions. Everybody follows somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, shit, yeah, that's pretty much all it is. But if anything, you can't make a person do whatever they're gonna do outside of the house. You give them every nutrients and game and whatever you want to tell them. But once they leave, they gotta go figure that out. But I tell my son, bro, pick your friends wisely, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Watch the people that you let lead you, or you know what I mean, the people that you around. You know what I mean? Hang around like-minded people.
Let me ask you this though, Trey. Trey, do you think women are more emotional than men?
Yes.
So
Easy call.
can a woman teach a man how to deal with his emotions?
No.
Like, teach a boy how to deal with his emotions.
A kid, yeah, but you know what I mean. What you standing on?
You sure? Because a kid gonna emulate what he see, right? If I see mom going crazy every time some shit hit the fan, then naturally I'm gonna deal with problems the same way I saw mom do it.
Yeah, but that don't mean she can't tell him how a dude should be acting. No, even if she see him, you know how some little kids, man, they be saying "girl" and like mimicking their mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I done seen a female I was dating and her son, him and her having a conversation, and that's how he talking to her, but she never corrected it. I'm sitting back like, what? I would have stopped him immediately. Hold on. That's what I do. You don't do that, you know, type thing. So she could stop it right there, or at least try to tell him, nah, don't mimic me. Don't mimic me, but you know, but who is he gonna mimic if he's saying don't mimic? You know, don't mimic.
Yeah, they laugh and think that shit cute as hell.
The most important thing, man, is to have two people in the household, a man and a female, man. So I salute that, whether if it's FDA, anything, anybody, niggas think I don't like them. If you in a relationship, bro, that's the best thing for kids ever.
Oh, no.
But do you think it's just in the household or just being involved? Like just a man being involved?
Well, both. Yeah. If there's a man involved, that's the same.
Only if it's healthy though, because if there's two parents in the household and it's not healthy, that's not the best thing ever either. Because the kids.
But that's what I said, just involved.
That's true.
Right.
Involve is key. And I mean, in the household, of course, that's a positive. That's what everybody wants, right? But if not, then co-parent and be involved. You feel me? I feel like that's what I'm doing. The brother Terrence doing, Mike G doing. You know, all us that ain't in relationships, we doing our best to be involved. You know what I mean? And,
so, Rich, let me ask you this, because you mentioned a woman raising a boy. She can't teach him how to keep his emotions in check. Is that what you said, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So
that's true.
The typical woman, so we know that women, you know, we are emotional, right? We also are not stupid and we're not dummies. So we know that when we're raising our boys, we're not going to display that type of emotional behavior around them. Only when it's
because when y'all emotions kick in, everything else go
up. Y'all sitting back watching soap operas. You on the phone with your home girl. You know what I mean? Come on, your mom, sister come over.
Kick in, everything go out the door.
You can't stop. Well,
maybe that's the new generation of mothers. I don't know.
Well, I grew up in the days where we couldn't be around grown folks. You take y'all's ass outside. I grew up like that. But now the kids is all in the business now. They texting the person the mom beefing with. Bitch, leave my mom alone. they beefing on Facebook. My daughter do that nigga with her mom. She be in some shit over her mom, bro. I'll be like,
the reason why I disagree with that, Dream, as far as the man, is because like a boy, he's still gonna have testosterone and a lot of different energy that a woman ain't got. So if she's trying to tell him be calm, he ready to punch a hole in the wall. So there's no way, if she don't have that type of testosterone, I couldn't see my mama like calming me down unless she about to whoop my ass. That's the only way.
Okay, so then let's talk about it. You said that your dad wasn't in the picture, right?
No.
So so what did you do? Who helped you?
Well, this is another thing, like Trey just said. You know, my mama was a nurse, so she was gone half the time. I got 2 older brothers. So pretty much all the older OGs was always at my house. So that's one way. I still have my grandpa around the corner. And then I had a lot of friends that their daddy was married to their mother. So if I wanted to get out the house to get away from all the teenage and 20-year-old shit, I go over there and see what a real house structure look like. Sometimes I might get a little jealous, like, man, your dad cool. I wish I had a dad. But sometimes it was like, I'm still gonna pick up my traits either way. You're gonna adapt to your environment.
That's real.
Yeah. No, that's
Single
a fact.
females, man, with boys, they should keep them in sports, man. Keep them around a man that they
Sports help. Sports
if
help.
you got a good coach. But
Yeah, a lot of
what if
these
it's
coaches trying
tennis,
to fuck the
basketball,
women.
You got that right, Terrence. But it ain't the coach's fault. It's the single mothers looking at this good man treating her son
That's
good,
a fact.
high
man.
fiving them, hugging them. The man ain't even tripping.
Right.
The outfit gets skimpier.
Hey, man, I'm telling y'all, man. Listen, man. I coach my son in sports, man. Them text messages.
Oh yeah, that nigga bored. Yeah, that nigga had 32 single women in the bleachers.
Real shit.
Hey, no bullshit, Terrence. That motherfucker go from the group text message to you get that one mama that start texting you, just you and her. You like, what's she on? I know what she on. And them text messages get later and later. Football practice over at 7:30. Why the hell is you texting me at 10:30?
Hold on. Look, bitch, it ain't even football season no more.
Asking dumbass questions and shit. What cleats should I get for him next year?
Yeah, but you can't blame them, man, because that's what you saying, Terrence.
Oh wait. Auntie Jenny got something to say to y'all in the comments. I don't know.
I raised my son on my own.
Shout out Auntie Jenny. Auntie Jenny, yeah, I know they don't know nothing about you, Auntie Jenny. Auntie Jenny
What the hell
popping
is
on
that?
the YouTube
I
streets.
raised my
Shout
son
out.
on my own, but with lots of great MS. Multiple
Thank you,
sclerosis.
man.
She probably meant men. Probably meant men.
I think that's great
But
men.
that's what I was saying too. A lot of women get so in their feelings when I raised my kid, but when we really look at the time that you go to work, and all that,
why
you ain't
did
raising
you
your kid like you think you
why
is.
did you equate that comment as she's in her feelings?
Right.
Ooh, I
Terrence?
didn't say that. I just
Yeah.
thought it said men. I didn't say
Nah, I
nothing
get what
about
you're
her
saying.
comment.
Because my mother, like, I was a bad kid, but she always had me a mentor around that I could call, either from the church or somebody in sports or the Boys and Girls Club. I always had a mentor I could call if I felt like I was going to do something crazy. So parents can also think about that. Just raise your kids around good men or put them around good men. I had mentors that would take me to Frontier City, which would be out Six Flags, movies, just get me out that environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had all that.
I mean,
At the
can we
same
look
time,
at
it
our
goes
own
back to that
lives
old.
and add up how much time we really spend with our parents?
Okay,
Like,
Terrence. Okay, let's
Terrence ain't gonna stop
can
with
somebody else speak before you get back into your 15%? Can but that goes back to saying it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that
but do you know why that saying was invented? Because a parent can only spend
because
10
the
to
15%. There we go,
15%.
Terrence. Get the 15% out. Okay,
Yeah,
there you
and
go.
Village,
you
because
know,
a
There you
parent
go.
only spend
But it really
Hey,
does.
that makes
It
sense,
really does.
News. That makes sense.
But it really does take a village, though. It really does. We don't care about the percentage. We tired of hearing the percentage. But it really does take a village to raise a child. But what happened to that village? What happened to that village? That has gone away too. You
But
can't
do it
even
take
say
a
that.
village if you're a single parent, or is a village if you still got both parents, or what? What you saying?
Period. It takes a village because, like,
hell yeah, it still take a. All right, let me speak. Let me get personal real quick. News. Now, I grew up in a 2-parent household, but like I had older parents, so that means I had an older brother, older sister. My sister was the one who drove me around everywhere. I had an aunt. Man, I tell this story, man. I remember I cussed out the teacher when I was like 6 years old. Man, my auntie whooped my ass. My grandmama whooped my ass. And then when my mama got off work and she picked me up, she whooped my ass.
Those are considered your tribe, though, like, because that's your family.
Yeah, I was about to say, when you say village, it seemed like strangers.
About
almost.
outside,
not necessarily strangers.
The strangers do. Like back in our day, the strangers would call your mom if you outside doing something.
But listen, nowadays we don't got no villages. Our
Yeah.
parents and
Nah, we
everybody on
don't.
the block
So
went
that's
to the
what I was
same
just about
school
to say.
together and
That's what
shit.
I had
That's
just
what I
said.
was gonna say. Like the
Because
community
The
you know
thing,
villages
man.
have
why? Here's why. Because a village is full of idiots. And so we got to take accountability for our
and
own
that's
kids. We got to
true
start at home
because
and stop relying on the village to raise the children.
Nah,
And
we don't even got no village, right? A village consists of the same people, right?
the teacher,
Our
yeah,
neighborhoods is all different kind of
Well,
motherfuckers.
all right. Let me go around and ask everybody on the panel. Mike G, why do you think we don't have a village? If you was raised in a village, why don't we have a village right now in 2024?
I would say ownership because when I grew up, everybody on my block, from the elders, my mama, grandma, and all that, they own their house. So as I'm growing up, once I walk out my elementary, if I see an old lady on the porch say something like, you getting in trouble when you get home, they done already talked. They done
Yeah.
already
Mm-hmm.
talked about it from the school to the neighborhood. So
Ain't you Ethel's grandson? Nigga, they
Yeah.
know
you feel me?
everybody.
Yeah. And then the teacher come to find out, I didn't even know that was my grandpa's niece. So while I'm at
Mm-hmm.
this elementary, when I get drove to the closet, I don't know why I'm getting a paddling. Why this old lady whooping me? She ain't my mama, she ain't, but not even knowing it's my auntie. The whole time I went through elementary, not even knowing this woman was my auntie, and I always had to go to her class. So we don't have villages no more. Why I say ownership, because even in my neighborhood today, my granny house still there, Mr. Givens, all the church members. So it starts from the church all the way to the neighborhood.
I don't know about the
That's your
church, but
whole
yeah,
village.
ownership stops displacement, right?
Yeah,
When you own
there
shit,
you
niggas
have it.
ain't always constantly moving and
Yeah.
switching
Yeah.
Right.
neighbors and
Yeah.
shit.
No, that's a fact. That's a fucking fact.
Because back then the elders bought property. That was
Yeah.
their main goal. And they would buy properties in the same neighborhood like the east side. That's why I got so much pride on my east side. Because everybody, grandma that I know, they own that shit.
But that shit was cheap. That's why nigga houses was like 4,700, and nigga yearly
Right.
niggas was making 3,500 a year. So you know what I'm saying? It was still hella affordable.
You know, the only
So
place
now,
this shit still going down at, the village type shit, is in projects and apartment complexes, man.
Yeah, but the
yeah,
That's the
morals
only
of
time.
the village have lost, right?
Nah,
yeah,
they
the
still
village.
in there. They still, you know, if your kid getting into it at the swimming pool, you gonna knock at the neighbor
Well,
door. Or,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You may
nah,
go.
because
Yeah, but
most
they
of them
still in
parents
there,
in the
Trey.
projects and in the apartments is ratchet as fuck. You can't even say nothing to nobody's kids these days. They get all
Yeah.
Oh
upset.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even if their kid is in the wrong, they be wanting to fight you. Like,
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
That's what we at
a
now.
lot of the times in those
yeah,
units, that's why they so still going, because all the motherfuckers is related. Like in the projects, there's a lot of motherfuckers that's cousins and shit like that up there.
you know, unfortunately, we have to say that them was the good old days. Now
Yeah.
these days, the village is freaking social media. Social media is
Right,
raising
that
people.
part.
That's what the village is.
So Auntie
Yeah,
Jenny says,
YouTube, we raising these motherfuckers' kids. They listening now.
so Auntie Jenny said the villages are full of single parents and bitter old people. What
So
y'all
it's not a
think about
village, right?
Bitter
Because
old people though.
yeah,
Yeah,
a
bitter old
village starts with something, right?
Yeah.
I think it's like your family first, and then your tribe, and then your village, and then your nation, right? There's no more families. The first thing is gone. Nigga, no more families.
Yeah, that part too. That's a lot of single men and
Well,
women out here.
a family isn't. I mean, what you saying?
Family's the first unit. Mama,
Even if
daddy,
you
the
by
kid.
yourself, you saying News ain't got a family? She got a family. Shit.
No.
No, I'm saying
We're not talking
single
about like,
family. Like
yeah, we're not
when I
talking
was
about outside.
raising
We're
my
talking about in
son
the same
without
household.
his mother
Do
around,
she got a
I was a
family?
single parent.
I mean,
You know what I'm
she got her
saying?
kids and her. That's her family. Shit.
But
Yeah, I
where's
mean
the
that's
man
That
at?
ain't
a
She ain't
technically
got
a
no
modern
man
family.
though.
definition of what people is calling family.
Hey,
Family is
Born Rich. I told you. You just heard me say I love her. She got a man.
All right,
He
let's
just
put it
ain't accepting
opposite
it.
of this
He
perspective.
don't accept her
I want
man.
to ask y'all something. Out of all y'all kids, do y'all still go over grandma's every Sunday? We don't have them traditions anymore. You don't get to see your
Man, I ain't
cousins
gonna hold
every
you.
week
Nigga,
no more.
grandma in the streets, nigga on Facebook too, talking about
You
her
see what
cruise.
I'm saying? That part.
But I don't have
That
no.
part.
I never met none of my grandpas, great or just straight grandpas.
What?
Never met none of them. They all passed before I was born.
Gotcha.
But I met all my grandmas, but now they're all dead. So that old generation gone for me. I only got
I say this though, Trey. Yeah, I
So
will
that
say
you
this.
got a
got
lot of
I say this,
I
Trey.
probably
responsibility.
only got 4 or 5 uncles and probably about 10, 12 aunties, the hundreds of cousins,
But
and just
but you're
really
the grandpa. You're the grandpa.
Got a legacy.
yeah, I'm the grandpa
Trey.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
you
one
got to
thing I
start.
had to think about. I mean, I thought about this shit probably a year ago, and I was talking
Yeah.
to my brothers and shit. Like, man, we the uncles now. Even though we see my sisters, 2 of them ain't got no man and shit. 3 kids, 2 kids, 3 kids. Boom, man. I'm like, man, we the uncles now. We're what we had. The uncles that come pick us up Saturday, man, spend a night.
Yeah, you're the
Remember
grandpa.
when we
You
had
need to
to
be
rent a
putting together
Nintendo
the
game?
Sunday dinners and shit.
Remember we're renting a Nintendo game or some Sega game?
Oh yeah,
Uncle come pick us up.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, he got all the tapes. We could make tapes. He got the way to record and make
Yeah.
mixtapes and shit. Come on, man. So I try to keep that in mind, man, and put my
So my
nephews.
question to everybody was: is y'all kids really around their cousins and other family
No.
members, or is
I
it
can
just
say no,
every
my
Mine
nigga.
are.
Yeah,
Mine
mine
are.
are
I can
for
say
sure.
no. Not
Even though
Yeah.
they beefing, even though they want to beat each other up, they're around each other.
But
Hell
that's what
nah,
they
nigga.
need is that family structure. So I
Nigga, my
salute
kids
to
be
that.
looking like,
I
hey,
salute to
that
that.
nigga bad as hell, daddy. Yeah, I know. Stay away from that little badass.
Hey,
Cousin
this
tonight,
happening.
nigga. He
Hey,
gonna
I
have
ain't gonna
you
lie.
smoking and some more shit.
All right, when cousins come to town and shit, it be lessons learned.
That's when we get a lot of
Oh
the
yeah.
influence, everything. They bring in everything with them. You feel me? What they
Yeah,
parents
Yeah.
my
talking about.
cousin.
They
When my cousins moved up here from Cali, nigga, and moved in with us, 2 of my blood cousins, nigga. They were from San Diego, though, from Skyline, Lincoln Park and Skyline. But boom, when they moved up here, nigga, oh yeah, it flipped the household upside down, nigga. As far
Them niggas from enemy hoods.
Hey,
yeah,
If what you
love
said,
it.
one from Lincoln and one from
But see,
Skyline,
they
shit,
bring everything,
but
right?
they brothers though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
if the
they wasn't
that's
parents
even
is
more crazy.
beefing, they bringing that too. Like if they hear that they mama don't like your mama, oh yeah, when they come visit, nigga, they fucking you up.
I have a question for the men. What do you do for your nephew who his dad is not in his life and don't come around, but his mom is there, but she lives with her mom. So he in the house with his mama, his grandmama, his 3 sisters, and there's no men around.
I mean, there's
Should
nothing
be
I
there,
could really do. I mean,
but
I
you
can
can't.
mentor
I mean,
him.
You can't
you
wait too
can.
long.
All
You
right,
can't wait
so
too long.
yeah. So I got it. So in a situation like that, you know what's weird? I'm gonna tell you it's weird. Like if I don't have a child around his age, then I probably don't do nothing. And I know that's horrible to say, but that's just like my experience. But if I got a child around his age, then yeah, call him. Call your cousin.
Nah,
Call
I
your
don't care
cousin.
how
Tell him
old he
I'm
is.
just
That's
I'm a
not,
saying.
hey,
mentor of my nephew. That's my
That's just
nah,
how
nephew.
that,
I'm
hey,
just saying. This
look,
how I did with my son. With my
If you're
Call
son.
me
not
if you
there
need
at a young
anything.
age, you just another stranger. Just like the nigga down the block. You feel me? Like, nigga, when my nephew started acting up, nigga, by the time he started acting up, he was 17. I invited the nigga over. You know, I'm trying to be cool. Nigga, show the nigga about weed, nigga, guns, all the shit. Nigga come home, nigga, all my shit gone. Nigga done took the guns. Hey, niggas a stranger. Nigga.
they gonna strip you for your shit.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're not there at a reasonable age, when they get to acting out, you just a fucking stranger coming along trying to tell them what to
That's
do.
why it
You know
goes
what I'm
back
saying?
to what I just
Yeah, I remember
said.
my sister, baby dad, tried to do that with her son. That
Let your
nigga
kids
pulled
grow
out
up
bigger
together.
guns and more money. Like, nigga, you ain't telling me nothing. You trying to be cool with me, nigga? I'm cooler than you, nigga. What the fuck are you standing on? I
But
said,
see,
damn.
if your kids was around their cousins growing up, they would have never did that to whoever just got robbed. Because he would have been
Nah,
like,
I
nigga,
think it still
you
become a
robbed my
family
daddy,
rivalry.
nigga. It wouldn't have never popped off like that. He would
I
have
think
knew
it's still a
better.
family rivalry.
He
When
would have had
motherfuckers
enough
was
ass
holding
whooping
family
for my
together
uncle
was
to
big
know
mama.
better.
When we start losing the big mamas, that's when families start falling apart. Nigga, grandmama
Yeah,
kept everybody together.
yeah. 'Cause we used to have a Friday fish
You
fries.
mean to tell me you
Yeah.
respect Big Mama Terrence? Because she's a woman.
I lived in the South, my nigga. Stop trying to
Trey,
make
I
it
heard
seem like
that,
I'm a
Trey.
female mama, nigga.
Trey,
This ain't the Little Rascals, nigga. I
I'm
love women. What the fuck
surprised
wrong
you
with you?
respect Big Mama.
you know what's funny, Trey? I heard that because when my grandmama died, my mama house became the every Friday fish fry spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the trend keeps
I
trending.
can guarantee.
But do you know what?
That's what my mom is
Grandmama,
now, but now
Somebody
my
grandmama
got to
never
do it.
needed a donation. When it became your mama house, nigga, if the other cousins wasn't kicking in, it started getting money.
and I could say with my family, when my great grandma passed away, man, the one who owned the house, shit, that split up half the family, man.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
that
saying?
hurt.
Yeah.
So
That hurt.
they didn't split the money right.
Yeah.
The
Niggas
cousins,
start finding out shit at the funeral. Like, what? This nigga had other
Hey, Trey, you start to figure what side of the fence you on when after that happened. You know, you got the good side, the bad side, the dark side, the light side. You start to figure out what side you
Greedy
on.
side.
real
That's a fact.
shit, bruh. So
Salute,
yeah,
salute,
man, and they still down bad to this day, bruh, over that shit, man.
salute,
Hmm.
Auntie
Yeah.
Jenny. How you
Greed.
doing, Auntie Jenny?
Hi, I'm fine.
Nigga, my
Hey,
mama
Auntie,
said,
how you
nigga, you
doing?
better not ever say shit to your motherfucking auntie. She mad because the business wiped her for the house.
Say, I didn't have a mama
Like, she
like
ain't do
that.
nothing to me.
right, she ain't do nothing to
Yeah,
me. I
I
like
didn't have a
Auntie
mama like
Tanya.
that.
Shit. What the-
Right.
Yeah,
You guys, we have a new person on the panel. Let's hear what Auntie Jenny has to say.
Can you smell good?
Hi.
Respect
Yeah.
Auntie.
Tonight. I didn't realize how important it was
Hey,
until
Terrence,
now.
mute up. Hold on, Auntie. Mute up, Terrence. You got a little background noise, brother. Go ahead, Auntie.
Now, say when my son had his first child, he said to me, "Mum, I want you to have her every weekend because I don't want her to grow up. I don't want her to grow up like her mum. I want her to have the experience what I had." And now I see how important that is because his children have got no respect for the other grandparents. You know, I'm the grandparent that I'll get on the phone. Can I speak to so and so? Tell her I've been good. Please, Mum, tell her I've been good. Tell her I've been good. That's me. And even when I go abroad, when I was in Barbados, the parents always say, "My child is this and my child is that," and I say, "Well, I don't know that child." And I find that the parents say, "My child will listen to you, Auntie, more than the child will listen to me." I don't take no nonsense. And the children know. I don't take no nonsense. Whenever the children see me, even teenagers, I'm talking about 21-year-olds, 25-year-olds, they just fall into line because I'm not your friend. I will listen to you. I'll be friendly, but I'm not your friend. And the children know that. But nowadays,
Right.
everybody wants to be their child's friend. My son was never my friend.
Never.
And you
Yeah, I
earned
told
that
my son
respect.
the same thing.
Yeah.
I tell my daughter that. I just told her that
Hey,
2
do you
years ago.
think
I
it's
said, I
that they
don't care
want to
how
be their
old you get.
friend or they
I
don't
never be
understand
your
how to
friend.
be a parent, so they taking
Hold on,
it
y'all.
easy right
Hold
now?
on, y'all. Hold on. Yo. Hold on, y'all. My Mike G was in the middle of the conversation, y'all. I'm in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah. All I was saying was I told my daughter 2 years ago, I told my son that the whole time I raised him. I said, son, I don't care how old you get. I will never be your friend. I'm either your parent and in your life and I'm going to coach you through this shit.
Yeah.
I never just be your homeboy, ever.
That's right. My son said something to me a couple of months ago. I blocked him on everything. Blocked him. His phone, everything. He had to go and get a new number to apologize to me. I'll fix that shit. Like, keep me respect.
Damn,
Hey,
Auntie. Okay.
so do you think
I raised
that
a man, not a child, and I'll treat him as such. Once he was 21, that was it. I said I was a foster carer. I remember when he was 21, I gave him some money. I said, "This is where you need to go and find somewhere to live." I've done 21 years. You know, as a foster carer, some parents don't do that. And everybody was shocked because I'm the only child, but I'm not going to have him in my house living. And you got a woman. I can't have you having a woman in my house. The only person having sex in my house is me.
Yeah. I was raised like that too.
what I was gonna say? Do you think that these parents nowadays just don't know how to be parents, so they're taking the easy route out or the easy thing to do and be the friend?
You know what, right? When you look at their parents, you can understand why they don't. I even see people my age that we grew up together and they've just switched sides. They don't want to be authoritarian. They just think it's easier if I get on with them because nowadays, I don't care about nowadays. I don't care. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, I'm
If
going to
you're
keep
used
my
to
old
showing
school
respect.
tradition.
Even when I was on that show with Mr. Tate, and I remember somebody said to me, "Oh, you can't talk to him like that. He's Andrew Tate." I don't give a shit who he is. He's younger than my son. He's a kid. And that was it. And that's how I feel. I don't mess about. I do not mess about, and I'm not one for corporal punishment, like all the time. That has some parents. I don't have to do that. The children with me, whether you're my child or not, you will know that look. If I look at you, touch your mouth, check yourself, stop doing what you're doing. I will give you that look.
Oh yeah, mine know that look. If they see that look, they get in order right away.
My grandchildren cry when they see that look. And I never what they've done to me. I always, if I'm telling off a child, I'll always tell them how disappointed I am that they've let themselves down. But too many people go and tell their children, "You're stupid. You're this." No, they are behaving stupid at that time. They're not stupid, because you shouldn't have got there and have stupid people.
Not at all. My mama used to sing in the choir. If I'm out there sitting down in any row I'm in, if she give me that look from up there, I already know what that means.
Yeah. No, I sometimes it's not necessary. I think you only, with me personally, if your life is in danger or you're putting somebody else's lives in danger, that's it. Other than that, you're going to get something taken away. You're going to get punished. You go and sit down. You know, I'll eat the dessert in front of you. I don't care. You got to miss out on something. It's got to hurt you, and when you're punishing children nowadays, the parents are hurting themselves. When I punished my son, I didn't feel nothing. I'm not feeling your pain. I'm not feeling sorry for you. You know, why would some parents nowadays, they will tell their child off, punish them, and then reward them within 10 minutes? No, I'm not that parent.
Nah, that's abuse. But
I'm not that parent.
I do believe in what my grandma and my mama did to all the boys in our family and grandpa. It's just kind of like, if you get beat, if they beat the fear in you, then you're going to grow up with that mentally, just your discipline automatic, unconsciously. You just know, like, I'm wrong. But if you wait till they get too old and start trying to whoop them, they ain't going to respect you. They're going to be ready to fight you at that point. You got to install that fear. And I know it sounds crazy. It's old school, but to me, that method works. You got to get them at a young age to where they respect you. Once you got them like that, it'll be a little smoother.
The bad part is these days at schools and stuff, they're teaching the kids, if your parents hit you, you let us know. Like you can't even really whoop your kids no more these days. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they tried it in England. It didn't work.
I agree. My son tried that shit with me too. And I said, yeah, let them come to this house. Not only I'm going to whoop your ass, I'm going to whoop their ass first.
Well, see, that's why you said younger. You got to get them before they even go.
Exactly, before they even think that way, right?
Anything that happens in this house, it stays in this house. You don't go tell nobody outside this house nothing.
If you're whooping asses when your child is in secondary school, you've lost. There's no way you should be whooping a child when they go to secondary school. You've lost it. In primary school, when they're in nursery, by the time
you start around 4th, 5th grade. 4th, 5th grade to like 8th grade.
Know that look.
Hell no, nigga. They need to be getting popped, nigga. 3 months old, nigga. Hey, keep your head up.
At 1 year old, 1 year old. I have when I was spanking kids. I started at 1. I know a lot of people might say that's too early. But I did start popping hands and popping legs and stuff.
Well, that ain't whooping. That's just popping. That's just popping. Like, didn't I tell you not to do that? You know, that's one thing.
That's all you need.
I mean, in America, right? If you don't beat your kids when they get in trouble, they gonna get beat. Them sheriffs, the motherfuckers behind them jail cells, they gonna whoop their ass. You're gonna have to conform and get in line.
Like the young lady, I remember my son phoning me and saying, "Mom, at what age do you think I should start smacking her?" I said, "What do you mean at what age?" I said, "Listen, why do you think she behaves? Why do you think she behaves to me?" He goes, "You've been smacking my child." I said, "You gave me your child. Expect me to raise your child like my own. If you don't want me to raise your child like my own, keep your child.
Keep your child over there."
Because he got, like the lady said, a little slap here, little slap there. You know, I don't know what you call it, just to like wake them up, let them know, shock them into the system. So my son had all that before the age of 5. Between 5 and 12, as you call a whooping, he got 1.
I got a question for the women that have children. Like, every woman that I was with that had kids, they allow me to whoop their kids. How do y'all feel about a man coming in your life and being an actual man in your life?
Okay, listen. Did you actually whoop them, or did you say it's okay if they need you to?
But how long was you in their life?
Maybe a year.
Oh no.
No, you're
No.
not touching my kid. If you're a new relationship coming into my life, you are not immediately coming in my household and spanking my kids and all that. No, you're not.
What about after a
You
year?
shouldn't even want to spank her kid. What makes
But
you
I'm
want
saying,
to
what
spank?
if it's the woman's idea? What if the woman know, hey, if you spare the rod,
Well,
you
nah,
spoil the
if a
child.
woman
I
got a
need
bad
somebody to come
child,
lay down the discipline. My
to
kid
answer your
bad as a
question,
motherfucker.
No.
if a woman got a bad child and I see she can't control her child, but she want me to be the man and the father to that child, if I
You don't
can't
have
be
to
the
put your
father,
hands
I
on
know.
my kid though to be the man.
Hold
You
on,
could
let me
sit down and
land, let
talk
me
to
land.
you could
I
sit
heard
down
you,
and
let
talk
me
to the
land.
kid.
Let me land. So what I was about to say was, once she gives me that, no, I don't want anybody touching my child, but I see that child is growing up in destruction, I will leave her and I'll let her handle that on her own. Because I'm
That's
not
right.
finna be fake daddy around her. I'm either gonna
Well,
be the
goodbye.
enforcer or
You most likely ain't
exactly,
gonna be in that relationship.
and I don't have no problems with that.
Can I just say, I was a single
And I'm not
parent.
just saying just because, like, if the kid just getting in trouble in school and doing little bitty things. I mean, like, if the child is actually cussing at his mother or her
Why
mother,
you
But
with
that's
if
what
the
I was
child
saying
is
the
being
other day, Mike.
disrespectful,
You
That's
should
what
I'm
I was
ready to
leave.
saying the
put my
other
foot
day,
off in
Mike.
the
They
child.
want you to come in and be
But
Then
if she
Mike, you
say
was
no,
sitting
60% of
on
a
I'm
mute for
man.
a
that.
pimp off. She can
That's
have
what I was
that
saying the
to
other day,
herself.
Mike.
That nigga trying
These
to whoop
women
some
want you to
ass in
come
that
in and
hoe.
be a man, but only allow you to be 60% of them. They want you to pay all the bills, take care of the kid, pick the
Right.
kid up, make sure they got
And that's
something to
fine
eat.
if a woman
But when
want
the
that.
nigga
Why
is
is
in
it
trouble,
so?
they don't want you to do
That's
nothing.
Let me
fine.
ask the question though
No,
to
that's
you two
fine.
men who seem like you want to abuse somebody's children. Why is
Whoa,
it
See,
so
don't
whoa.
use the
important?
word
Come
abuse.
on, dude.
It's called
Let me ask,
discipline.
let me
Hold on,
land.
You
Why you
always
cut
go
me
to
off?
the
Y'all cutting me
It's
off.
extreme.
Let
called
me
Hey,
ask
I
my
don't cut
discipline.
out. Come
question.
on, fellas. Come on,
Let me
fellas.
Two
ask
different
my
words.
question.
Well,
Let's
Let
ask
go.
it
me
in a
ask my
decent way, nigga.
question.
Don't try to
Let
blow
me
that shit out
ask
of
my
proportion.
question.
Let her go.
Yeah.
Let her go, Terrence. Let her
Let
go.
me ask my question.
You
Damn.
got it. You got it, Nooch.
Why is it so important for you to come in a household and put your hands on somebody else's child
Who
that's
said
not
it was
yours?
important?
You
Nobody
hold
said
on,
it's
let me
important.
finish. God damn. You can discipline without putting your hands on somebody. You can sit down and talk to that child and let that child know that what they're doing is wrong. It's certain ways you
Right.
can discipline a child. You don't have to put
You
your
right.
hands on a child.
So
But
how long
that's
we gonna
only
do
for a
that before
child
it get
that's
out of control?
accepted.
Can
If a child is accepted to that, that's
I just say something,
cool.
right?
But if you got a child that don't accept just being talked to, then it's like I have to leave her because your child is out of control. You discipline
Can
your
I,
child and handle it on your own. I gotta go.
can I just say, as a person who's a single parent, that I had no need for any man to come in and discipline my child. And any man that has to go into somebody's house and have to discipline their child, that's not the home for you. You should be there. Because I'm not gonna have a man come into my house and say, you know what, I can't discipline my child, you can. That woman's got no self-control. She's brought him up wrong, and now she wants you to fix her mistakes. Any man that goes into a house where the child is cussing at the mother, as soon as you walk in and you see that, walk back out. There is no reason
Look, if
that a man should have to come into a single parent home and have to physically discipline somebody's child. That means that woman's out of control. That means that you should not be in a household where the woman
that's why I have to walk off. That's
But
exactly
see,
why I will
like a
walk
lot
off.
of the times, these women do a lot of dating, so they be a year into the relationship before you even meet the kid. So you already done fell for the woman and all that.
Now, how many
Yeah, and then it's still
how many men have
heartbreaking,
come
though,
into the
Terrence. I'm
house?
not saying that. It's gonna
Yeah, I
hurt,
mean,
but
the
you
thing
know
is, we
what's
don't
right.
want
I
to
have
whoop
to
the
go,
kid.
remove myself.
Look, I
You
don't want to
shouldn't
whoop
get
the
to that
kid.
stage where you move in. You shouldn't have got to that stage
Yeah,
where you move
I'm just saying,
in.
I don't want to whoop the kid. So my thing, like I said, it's a process. I'm gonna tell her, hey man, you don't see your kid jumping and ditching school. Like, what you gonna do? I'm gonna give her
Look,
all this
I ain't never
opportunity to do
disciplined.
something herself.
I ain't never disciplined no woman's kid without her asking me to. I need you to get control of my daughter. I need you to get control of my son.
You was
Woman
whipping the daughter
And I don't just come out and just whoop them.
She shouldn't do
Yeah,
that. She
daughters
Get
shouldn't
that out
too.
of your mouth.
or
That's
spanking
why
the
G
daughter?
ain't
You
You know what
going.
spanked
I'm saying?
daughters?
Yeah, G ain't going.
Yeah.
You spanked
I'm
somebody
old
else's
school.
daughter?
You goddamn right.
We
Even if
just
I was
said
with
it.
a
We
I
just
don't
woman,
know
said,
what
look,
type of
let's say
women you
my
met.
we
son,
just had an argument of how it takes a village to raise a kid, but y'all talking about fuck
right?
the
But
village,
y'all
bro.
don't
That's
want,
my
yeah, fuck the real.
No, that's
Exactly. That's
no.
the
Mike Lee
village.
is talking about a real life situation that he's been in, not hypothetically speaking. And so that's like
Oh
that's
no,
really serious.
no, no, no,
This is
no. Don't
no, I
don't
mean,
do
I've
that,
had a
dude. I
couple of
didn't
women
say that.
ask,
I've
did
been
I
through that.
do it? No. You know what I mean?
Oh, you talking about me whooping kids? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So being
Yeah,
like a
she asked me to because her daughter was so out of control, but she wanted to be her daughter's friend, so she would never whoop her, but she knew her daughter needed the discipline. So when
so
I'm
you
in a
see.
relationship, yeah, she allowed me to enforce the laws.
No,
So how
that's
do you
so
feel about
that's
how
so
that make
messed
you
up.
feel when you put your hands on a girl, a little girl?
I got a daughter myself, and I whip my daughter's ass. It don't feel no different.
The thing is, we're
I
not
would have
just
said,
whooping kids just to be whooping them. It's about
I would
when
have
they
said,
need
how do
it.
you feel that you're
Discipline.
still not with a
It's
woman?
about if they need it. And look, I tell all the ladies this though. I only had to do it once. Just that one good old fashioned ass whooping. Now sit down and think about what you did.
Or look,
By
And
the
you know
when I
next
what? You
got
know
day,
probably
kids,
she
good about
ain't
that for the
never
rest of her
tested her
life.
mama no more. She ain't never tested me no more.
if your
And I
Ever.
bet
kids
you
is
that's something that
good,
she
you
And
would
I
won't
never
bet
even
you
have to
she
worry
hate,
about
I bet you
nobody
she
whooping
hate
them.
her mama for that because look, guess what? If her mama let you come in there and whoop on her, she didn't let 20,000 other men come in there and whoop on her.
Yeah, that
That
sounds
that that
100%
I
shit
mean,
just
ridiculous.
pissed me
but
off.
news,
Like
that's
that's no,
assumption.
that's not what you do. No, it ain't
That's
Nah,
assumption.
assumption.
It ain't
it could
assumption.
have.
If she
Yeah,
let
it
a
is
nigga that she
assumption.
just met, you
It
only
could have
knew you
been at
for a
that
year,
specific time when she got
and
out of
she let you
control.
whoop on her daughter. She didn't let another man whoop on her daughter before too.
No, not necessarily, because at the time she
I
was dating
mean,
the other
maybe. I
men,
don't
nothing
think
probably
so.
was going on.
A
It
year,
goes
yeah,
Right.
to
not
the
long enough. A year.
extreme
It's case
sometimes.
by case news.
You don't
Yeah.
Cause
even
all
meet
right,
them
put it to you
until
like this. Y'all
before
say
a
y'all
year.
want the village. All right, y'all say y'all want the village, right? Let's say I'm in church and we did church and get caught. Mama up there in the choir singing. They whisper in my mama ear, and my mama say, "Tell Mr. Hodges to whoop his ass." Is that wrong? My mama ain't fucking Mr. Hodges, but Mr. Hodges whooped my ass for fucking up. It ain't no
If it was a
different.
village,
I'd
It
rather
is
have my
very
lover
different.
whooping my
It's very
child.
different. It's very
if it
different. Let me
was,
tell you why.
if it
I'm gonna
was a
tell you
village,
why
you
it's
would have more
different.
Wow.
discipline
When you have a
Okay.
mother and a father and they have biological children, they ain't together no more. The mama got the kids. She gets a boyfriend or a fiance, husband, or whatever. He comes in, he's stepdaddy now. So now there's some boundaries. We're gonna raise this child like she is your own. So
Right.
even in the dynamics, if the daddy was in the house or the stepdaddy in the house, there has to be some boundaries. We don't do corporal punishment here. We go there's other ways to punish kids.
Well, what the hell is corporal? Y'all
I
making
mean,
this shit seem like a
that's
nigga
your
about to hang
household
them
though.
upside down.
I can't tell you how to raise your household, but in my household, it's gonna be some discipline to where
as
you ain't
early.
even gonna get out of line to get an ass whooping,
Look,
cause you gonna
she said
already know
corporal
better.
punishment. She said
Exactly what you
corporal
said.
punishment. That's
That
It
is
crazy.
is,
corporal punishment.
it is corporal punishment. You put your hands on someone, it's corporal
That's
punishment.
corporal punishment. This
But like that,
Okay, so
2024.
ladies, I
like that
got another
gentleman
question.
said, right?
So
I
you
had a
gotta teach.
stepdad, and he had no reason to put his hand on me because my mum raised me right.
That's
Right,
different
He was
situation.
always disciplined
Let
and
me tell
different
you.
respectful.
situation.
Let
He
me tell you
never put his
something.
hands on me at all.
We're
You
not
know what I mean?
talking about kids that act right.
My stepdad backhanded me in the chest, just like popped me because maybe I said something flip lip or something, but he popped me
Yeah.
in the chest when I was maybe about 9 or 10 years old, and I called my dad, and my dad lived
Look, that's
100
where this shit
miles
come
away.
from. Y'all got
He
y'all ass
came
whooped by
all the way
accident
out there
by the
because he
stepdaddy.
didn't have no business putting his hands on me, none whatsoever. My mama is there, none.
Well, yeah, every household's different. Cause after
Y'all
my mama got
had
divorced when I was born, me and my brothers would never let her get remarried. So she couldn't get with me no more. So she had to find another enforcer. Not nobody she dating, but I'm gonna get my ass whooped by another man somewhere. I'm not
Yeah, but
getting away
man,
with it. Is all I'm saying.
I can dig it, but I'm more so talking about the dynamics of the stepdad or the boyfriend and the daughter, the stepdaughter. Like that's there's no way in
because
the world,
that's
no way. You can't convince me.
no.
Terrence don't even have no argument.
It's only because now if he would have whooped you when you was really out of control, I don't think your sentiment would be the same. That's why I say
I'm
sometimes
thinking it probably would be. Everybody
Mm-mm.
household was different.
personalize the general relation. I mean, the general conversation. Everybody tries to personalize it, but I just think
Right.
we look at society and we looking at all this shit that's wrong. We need to look at what's missing, what's not happening. Niggas ain't getting their ass whooped no more. You feel me? The daddy ain't
I
in the
done got
home.
whooped
We
by
gotta
some.
look at all the bullshit and
Right.
try to fix those
There's no
things.
discipline. Even with that, they
I
ask
done
for it.
got whooped by some of my homeboys' mamas, and my mama didn't have a problem with it at all. If I'm fucking up, whoop my ass is what she gonna say. So these women are just a little different. They don't believe in that. But that's where I come from, so that's all I know.
I just think, like I said, personal experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
Personal
upbringing.
experience. We having them small, like traumatized, but a nice whooping at the right age, it teaches you a whole lot as a kid.
Right.
Some
I
of
done got
these
whooped by
kids,
some of my
you
old
can't just
daddy.
tell. This is a fire.
And,
Don't touch it. It's hot. Some of them you can't tell that. Some of them still gonna try that shit. You gonna have to pop the shit out of their ass.
and then if I really want to know the mental of that, every time I see these men again, I give them so much love. Like, what up, pops?
Yeah, but
I
you have
respect
to
them
go
even
through life and
more.
experience it to see what they was doing
Right,
was right and how it worked.
right. Now, if I'm getting abused, that's one thing. But if I'm
Yeah,
being disciplined, I'ma respect it. Like, yeah, I was wrong.
yeah. And a
I
lot of
can't even
women
get
just
mad
see
at
that.
that.
That's why when we immediately talked about it, she said, "Y'all want to come beat?" No, we ain't say beat. We talking about when your kid is out of control and it needs some discipline. And we at the
Right.
last leg. We done talked. We done did all of this shit. What are we gonna do now?
Yep. I know I broke up with an old girl like 2-3 times
I'd rather whip my
over
kid than
that.
just give up on my kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try
Yeah.
some shit.
I'd rather do it than the streets do it.
I think that for me, it was the year because as a single parent, you can see me for a year. You're not going to be in my house. You're not going to be in a position to slap my kid or whoop my kid. Not that the child would need it, because I'm a disciplinarian.
Who
And as a
slaps kids? We're
previous
talking about a
parent,
normal butt whooping, not no slapping and all that extra abuse. We're talking about a old-fashioned ass whooping. That's it.
Laying on
that's
the
what I mean.
bed, get
There's
about a
no
good
need for
10
that.
little
Yeah,
whacks
get
on
a
the butt.
belt.
You might
Get a
get that.
couple of them.
I think you'll
Talk
get that
to
under
him
the age
before
of 5.
and afterwards.
A child
And
shouldn't need it
after.
after that. You shouldn't be whooping a child after the age of 5. You shouldn't. I've got 3 grandchildren, 7, 5, and 3. I don't have to.
But you
The
gotta
first one, yeah.
install something before then. A lot
That's
of
what I
these
mean.
parents are
Before
missing
then.
that part. They're not installing the things before that. So when they finally
Yep.
do, to be like, damn, this motherfucker need a whooping. This motherfucker big as me. You gotta
Can I
call
say
somebody
something?
else.
Mm-hmm.
For the women, if there was a woman and she had a single, she was hooked up
And
with a
my
single
thing is,
father, would she whoop
Auntie,
his children?
my thing is, Auntie, I wouldn't have never whooped her. If she would have been disciplining her own child, we would have been fine. But we both can't be parents up in here not disciplining this child.
What I'm trying to say is that considering that she had no control over her child, why would you want to be in that scenario in the first place? If I'm dating someone, I'm looking at their whole life. I'm looking at their whole life. And if I'm meeting your children, I think you're like somebody else when you're outside with me. And when you're at home, your child's being rude to you. I want no part of it.
But what if
I
you're in
want no
love
part of it.
already? Like I was saying, what if you've been dating this woman for a whole year? Y'all been
The whole
practically
year can't be love. Come on, you got a
straight.
child, you're a single parent. As a single parent, you're not putting no man around your child after a year.
So
Because
how long you supposed to wait? How long you supposed to wait?
how many stepfathers that child gonna have?
I'm saying, how long
If
you
you're
supposed to
gonna let
wait
your
then?
child meet a man after a year, it's not gonna. It shouldn't happen.
So how long should a woman wait before she
Yeah,
introduces to a man?
yeah. Let's get into this.
33, 34.
I already know the outcome of
A
this.
year.
At the end of the
I'll say
day,
this. Hold on, real quick, my G. I'll say this, Auntie Jenny. If I've been dating a girl for a year and I ain't met her child, then what are we doing? You know, yeah, what are we
Oh, we
doing?
just
I
talked
know
about
the
it first. We
outcome.
talked
I'm
about
not
it.
saying
Okay,
that you
the
should have
year is
meet
up.
the
It's time for
child.
me to.
I'm saying to be in the house with the child, like living
Okay,
together,
yeah, I
or
got
be
you.
in that position.
Living
I got
together,
Because
right?
dating is like when you're finding out about someone. You don't only find out about the person. You need to find out about who raised them, who they're raising, how they were raised and how they're raising theirs before
Okay,
you
so
even
answer that
think about
question.
moving into that home.
If you're a single mom and you're dating, how long should it be that you date a person before you move the motherfucker in?
All depends on how the relationship's going, if he's serious or not.
Well,
And at
let's
the end
say
of the
you
day,
moved them in after a year,
that's
and
not no.
I already know the outcome. What's gonna happen is, this is my opinion from what I see other people go through. If a man with you for 5 years and been with your kids and he ain't never been able to discipline them, that child gets 16, 17 and keep disrespecting that man, you're gonna lose your man over your child.
Mm-hmm.
If your
I'm
child
walking
respected
away.
you, if your child respected you, your child wouldn't respect anyone that you bring into their life.
But if your child ain't respecting you, you think he gonna respect that man that ain't disciplining him? He gonna look at him like a bitch.
You shouldn't be around any man if your child's not respecting you. Then
Well,
you shouldn't
look,
be around
Exactly.
anybody.
That
hey,
I
part.
wouldn't want to be
That
around
hey,
part.
somebody with
yo,
rude
yo,
damn
yo.
kids.
Hey, I got a stepson. I got a stepson. He got a dad. I even knew his dad even knew me from high school.
Yeah.
So he his mama let me. I mean, told me, you know, so if he out of control, like 5 years old, something, he said, you know, whoop his ass for me. You know what I'm saying? And I did. But a lot of times he learned from example, from me whooping my daughter as that was his age and shit like that, and other kids like my nephew or something. He'll be sitting. We laugh about it to this day. So he'll be sitting there watching them get ass whipped, lay on the bed, tighten his butt cheeks so tight he can see it through the diaper. He'd be scared. So he kind of learned, you know. So at that time, I don't have to do nothing but look at a kid now. You know what I'm saying? Then look. By that time he 11, 12, I ain't got to touch him. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I talked to him. As the older he got, I talked to him. If he get out, you know, I call his dad. You know, his dad was granted, was a little softer than me. You know, he still talked to him like a baby when he was like 7 and shit. Okay, okay, Tinky man. I said, man, what the fuck all that shit, man? No, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, she told me to not beat him, but I didn't, you know, in a certain way, I don't whoop kids with, you know, I didn't have to lash them out with the arm on the arm and belt, you know, all over the place like I got my ass whipped. You know what I'm saying? It was just like it's different.
Right.
I do
But,
It's
discipline them,
different.
but
but you
different.
know what I think is important when nobody's mentioned is that if you're a single parent and you've got a child, you need to find out about that man and what his idea of discipline is.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
The
why she said
reason
you hit
why
it
it affects
on the
me
nail.
is because I
Because
don't
his
believe
discipline
in
might look
beating
different.
children. I don't
Right.
believe in whipping children. I don't believe in beating children. So I was lucky enough to bring a man into my son's life who had those same values because he had no reason to. My son was respectful to him. He was respectful to my son. Even to this day, 30 odd years
Right.
later, they still get on really good, actually closer than his own child. But if
Same way
I
with
would
my
not bring
stepson.
somebody into my son's life who hasn't got the same value that I have. If you come from a family where you believe in like whooping your child, and that's down to you, but I didn't. My mum and dad, yeah, they gave me a beating, not regular, but like I said, if my life was in danger or if I'm putting someone else in danger, otherwise all it got was a quick flick. We turn around and get a quick flick, and it's enough to wake me up. To like think, oh, I don't want to get a beating. But no, if you've got to beat a child they're at school after 5, you've lost it. And then if you can't control that child between the age of 5 and 12, after 12, you should not be putting your hand on no child. You've lost. You should not be putting your hand on a child after the age of 12. And for that
I
reason,
don't
I
know.
only foster children under the age of 12. And when they asked me why, I said, I believe that I can change them at this age. They're more palatable. They're more able to be influenced. After 12, I
Yeah.
can't do it. Some people can. I couldn't.
Right. Respectfully, I respect it. But it's all about how you love a child. Because my stepson, which is my daughter's brother, my daughter's mama, her mother is married. But that little nigga respect me so much to where he's 20 years old now. He still call me his pops more than his biological father or his mother's husband. But I discipline him just like I discipline Angel because they the same age. So it's just all about how you love them all at the end of the day.
And it's not, and you kept it the same. Because if I had a man who came into my house and wanted to whoop my son, it wouldn't be the same because we haven't got those same values. So you treated your children exactly the same as you treated hers. You whoop everybody. But
Not
I wouldn't.
everybody, because every kid don't like my two
No,
youngest
I don't
boys.
mean that.
I ain't
You
never
did.
had to whoop them.
No, I mean you didn't differentiate between hers and yours, and that's
I
good
know.
to
I
see.
treat
That everybody gets
right.
treated the same,
Treat them
even
all
when
the
it comes to
same.
discipline. But if a man
Hmm.
has to come into my house, I mean, and especially as an ex-foster carer, the children are not easy. You can't put your hands on them. So I was lucky enough that I knew how to discipline without putting my hands on anyone. And I demand that respect and I give it. And I
Hmm.
always get it. I get it wherever I go, from children that are rude, that people say are unruly. And I always get it wherever I go. Because
I
I'm that
mean,
kind of
kids can
person.
see it. Kids can
Oh
see it
yeah.
because once Tyree graduated from high school, I bought him a graduation gift. You know what I'm saying? Once my son, he didn't ever graduate, but once it was his senior year, I still bought him a watch from Dillard's too. I bought him both watches from Dillard's, guest watches, like $280 a piece, so that they see the fairness.
Yeah.
Or if you just whooping one child and not your child, the kids is gonna see that. Fuck that. Everybody getting ass whooping today.
Yep. As
Better
my mom
figure it
said, we
out.
start from the top and work our way down.
Yeah. And that's why the kids love me so much, because they know I don't play, so they respect me from the gate. Even my ex's son, that nigga loved me to death. Unfortunately, we didn't work out by that bullshit, but that nigga still love me to this day. I'm good with kids. I don't have that problem. But if motherfucker get out of line, you get that ass whooped. And if she ain't gonna let me handle that, let me get up out your house, or you got to get up out my house, one or the other.
Yeah.
Ain't no disrespect under my rules. If I'm the man
No.
of the house, there's gonna be some order around this motherfucker.
But that goes without saying. And that's why
Yep.
if your values are the same as hers, then it will work. But if I had a
And
man
it's
and he
not.
came in and wanted to do some ass whooping, that wouldn't work in my household.
So
But then
ladies, be
there
safe
was
out
never
here.
any need for it.
Pick
What?
what type of man when it comes. Y'all gotta be safe when y'all dealing with men, bringing them around y'all kids, because there's a lot of dudes. They really be abusing that woman's kids that don't ever whoop their own kids.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You gotta be
That's
careful
true.
out here.
How you gonna tell us to be careful and you up here advocating on whooping on somebody else's kids who ain't yours? We just told you we not letting no man come in and touch our kids.
A year
So
in.
Okay,
No, usually
that's
though,
fine. And
for
I'm
men
not advocating
and
it.
girls, it's your voice. Like the voice of a man will typically like straighten the girl out.
mhm,
The girl, like she hear
mhm,
her daddy voice or the man voice, that'll make her bust out in tears right there. You wouldn't even have to go as far as putting your hands or
I mean,
spanking her. The only time I think a man, step daddy,
you
boyfriend, or whoever should be putting their hands on the little girl is if she in danger. She putting her hand to the fire and he pop, get back, don't
Yeah.
touch that. Like that's got to be the extent of that.
that's fine. I mean, if that's how y'all gonna do that. But if you finna marry this man, when is he gonna be the man of the house?
He
He
can be the
is
man of
always
the
gonna be
house.
the man of the
He
house,
can
but
be the
just
man of the
because
house.
he can't spank the little girl, don't make him. Just because he spanked the little girl, don't make him the man of the house. Just because he
for real.
So,
whipped the kids, don't
so
make
if
him
he
the man of the
tell
house.
you, well, baby, I love you, right? But you need to discipline your daughter. If you ain't gonna let me do it, you need to go whoop her ass. Is you gonna whoop her when he say so?
I said if she's
I'm gonna
not doing
discipline my
it, then he
daughter. That's
should
gonna
do
be
it.
handled. So I guess
Okay.
it's case by case, house by
Yep.
household, family by family. So I just
Yeah.
pray for those women who don't have control over their kids. They have a man in their house for a year and having them whoop their kids. I don't agree with that at
I
all.
think if she's doing it and he's doing it, but I think if she's not doing it and he's doing it, there's problems. And I think, and if they both have to do it, then that child's got issues.
Yeah, right. I ain't got no issues. I got
No,
my
the
ass
child's
so
got
up.
issues. I said if they both have to keep having a pop at a child, that's totally different than ass whooping. If the mother's not going to ask whoop the child, but she wants you to, why don't she want to do it? Why does she want you to do it and she's not doing it? Something's not
Well,
right
she
there.
said because basically she's her daughter's friend, a little 9-year-old. She let her daughter talk to her like she's the child, and she'll play the child to her daughter, and her daughter thinks she grown and talk like a 20-year-old.
Then you're going to be the bad one when her mum can't fix up. That's wrong.
Exactly. So she wants me to discipline, but like I said, it only took that one time, and that's when I told her.
So what does that
What
look
did you
like?
take
Like,
that one
what
time?
does that look like? Can you help us? Because I think our imaginations are kind of wild.
What does it look like?
What is the
We could be in public. We could be in public, me, her, and her daughter, and she'd just say some disrespectful shit to her mama at 9 years old, like, "Mama, you fat." So everybody looking like you ain't finna get her, and she'll be so quiet about it. Then we get in the car, won't say nothing about it. I'm like, wow. And then she'll do that when I'm in the house. She'll be disrespectful to her mother.
and
Like
then
talking back,
What do you
all
actually
that.
do?
what does it look like? How do you discipline her? With a belt, your hand, a shoe,
A
what?
belt. All
Wow.
it took was one good belt whooping. And that was it. But I told her, now watch how she act from now on. She ain't never tested her mama in front of me.
Is that
And then
fair or
she
unfair?
remember the little girl I used to have on when I used to cam up the little girl, we'd be sitting there laughing
So
and
you
joking.
whooped her for calling her mama fat?
No, it was a whole lot of shit that led up. I can't remember it all. But her mother
Because
was like, well,
that could
hey.
have took a conversation and letting her know that this is not how you talk to adults. You
Yeah,
know,
it could have took that, but she do that at school. She doing that at daycare. Like all the women know, and I didn't even know who her daughter was. One of the team moms was talking to my baby mama at football practice one day, and then all of a sudden I walk over there, my baby mama laughing. I'm like, "What y'all talking about me? What's so funny?" They was like, "Nah, we talking about that girl's daughter you with." Come to find out, her daughter went to the old girls' daycare on the football team. So I'm like, damn, so this little girl bad. So the more and more I get around this little girl, she disrespected me and her mom. Her mom was like, look, hey,
There's
I
no
can't
mercy.
do it, but I expect you to do it. I want you to help me raise my daughter. It ain't like I made the decision. She made the decision.
She copped out.
She copped out because she didn't have the heart to discipline her daughter. So I kept asking her, I said, why do you let your daughter do this? She would never tell me. I said, so now I don't whip your daughter, but I'm like, I can't move forward to mentor her if you don't tell me what happened in her past. To this day, she still never told me. So eventually, I broke up. I can't deal with this.
Maybe that
And then her
shows that
daughter
you
is
find
bucking
Nina in
up
the
to
car.
her. Her daughter is balling her fist up at her. She's gonna be 13 here in a couple years. Now she's gonna be old enough to fight you. That's why a man needs to be disciplined. I'm not saying
Maybe that's
everybody's
old
child
school.
is like
All I
that,
can think.
but that
All I
girl
can
is the
think.
devil.
I think you just
All I
old
can
school, Mike G. You know your grandparents, like you say, you raised by your granny or whatever, and raised in the church and stuff. You just old school, and that's just how it was done back then. But these days, I would be very hesitant. If you going forward in a relationship, not trying to tell you what to do. I ain't no y'all ain't Zan or nothing. I'm just saying, like, you probably should think twice about that now. Even if the
I
woman
mean,
tells you, like,
I feel like everything would have been fine if she just would have disciplined her own daughter. But if I'm not, like I told her, I'm not whooping your daughter no more.
yeah,
Maybe
But
that's
I
but the
agree.
thing is,
So much that go along with that. Like, there could be CPS cases. There could be like so much into that.
I don't care.
Whipping, you don't care.
Hell no. I'll whoop a
Oh,
kid's
okay.
ass.
There you go. There you have
I'll
it.
whoop a kid's ass.
wow.
Yeah, you let a kid
I
come
do
spend the night with me and they breaking shit and acting all clownish and they under 10 years old, they getting their ass whooped.
But
And I'm gonna make them sit down on that couch till you come pick up your child. Bottom line. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have your child call you and let them know I whooped your ass. Fuck wrong with you? You better keep them badass kids out of public. Discipline your kids. Give them some manners. Goddamn it, coming around me, they gonna
and then
learn some manners.
somebody gonna mess around and discipline you.
I think that men
Yeah,
need to
well,
give
that'll
away
be
to
today. God
women.
damn it, I wouldn't give a fuck. These kids
I just
don't
think,
run me. I run the kids. Y'all
I
let
think,
kids run y'all. I don't
I
do
think
that.
if you meet
No, kids
Tell
someone,
them,
don't
Mike
run me,
G.
and let me tell you something. My kids ain't disrespectful like that. My kids don't run me, and I don't even have to whoop their ass like that. I don't have
I
to
would,
whoop on
Okay,
kids.
so
I,
why you speaking on a situation that ain't even yours? You be making up stuff that for
what
argument's
are you
sake.
talking about? I'm making up stuff. I'm not
If
making up
your
nothing. I'm
kids
just
ain't
letting
like
you know
that,
about. Hold on, no. I'm just letting you know about you just coming in somebody's household, whooping on some kids. We're having a conversation.
Hey,
Now,
no,
y'all want to
that's
say how
generally
women,
speaking.
y'all want to say how women are emotional. You're showing your emotional side right now, telling me I'm
No,
making up
I
stuff.
ain't.
What do you mean I'm making up stuff?
No, I'm saying like you're insinuating as if like it's you, but if it ain't your children, I'm
We're
just
having a
generally speaking.
conversation, so it don't matter if it's my
Okay,
children or not. This is what the discussion that we're
okay,
having on this panel.
calm down,
You
okay.
joined the panel. No, don't tell me to calm down now because you know you're emotional. You joined this panel to have a conversation.
Who's emotional?
So
That's you
so
right
so
now.
don't sit up there and tell me that I'm making stuff up and this ain't my situation. We're having a discussion.
Okay, I just agree with you. But yeah, that's just how I feel about it. So that's that.
I actually agreed with her. I agreed with what she said. Because nowadays you have to be really careful. And I mean, I was raised old school, but then I think as you get older, you start to realize that you can do it without. Were there times where I didn't need an ass whooping? Yeah. And even my parents, I'm not going to say lack of discipline. They can see the difference between their grandchildren, those who had lack of discipline and those who were disciplined. And they were always fascinated that my son was respectful and disciplined without being physically disciplined. Because I don't think there's any need for it. I really don't think. It's very rare that a child will need an ass whooping. As you Americans call it, a pop here and there. Yeah, just to wake them up. Just to, if you're doing something or you're being rude, just to, just remind them of like who's the boss here. But as a foster carer, what I was saying before is that I had to discipline the kids without putting my hands on them, not even a little slap. So you just learn to do it. So now I take that on and I spread it around, and there's no need. There's no need because the children know I don't mess about. They know there is a possibility, because how I am with children, how I am with adults. So they know my tone, they know my standards, and they know I don't mind just ignoring you as a child or sitting you down or talking to you. And I went on the panel and we were talking about discipline. And this man was trying to say, you smack your child, you're abusive. And I remember I was talking to my grandchild had done something. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try it two ways. Either give you a quick, what you call pop, just to this is what you've done wrong because I've spoken to you more than once. And I don't believe in hitting a child when you're angry. I think, if you're angry and you hit a child, that's abuse. I think if you're able to sit down and be calm and explain to the child. Now, when my son, I remember my mum came home and my son was crying his eyes out, screaming down the house. She said, "Why don't you stop hitting that child?" I said, "I haven't put my hands on him."
That's so different.
He let
You
go of
you
my
call
hand.
it
He was going
abuse.
across the road, and I called him, and I would tell him what would happen if that car hit him, how that driver would feel, how I would feel, what his dad would think about me, that I'm not a good mum. He'd have to go to the hospital and miss out on school. By the time he'd finished, it was an hour later, he was screaming his head off. Didn't put my hands on him at all. Never done it again. And when my mum came in, she says, "What's wrong?" He goes, "My mum won't stop talking. Just tell her to slap me, please." I said, "No, you're going to sit down there, and I'm going to lecture you to death." And the children know that, so they'd rather behave. And even my granddaughter, she said to me, "Grandma, can you just slap me and not talk?" I would just take the slap. I said, "No, I'm going to sit down and talk to you." Because or sometimes when people are beating children, either goes two ways. Their child either learns or that child gets tougher. Or that child might get tougher. You might start hitting the child now and might say give it an ass whooping. And that child might think, you know what, I don't really care. You're not my father. I'm going to carry on. And then when will it stop? I mean, you knew enough to stop. But some people might not know when to stop.
Now,
So
trust and believe.
these days, I have a tween, and she's a good girl. Y'all seen her, or y'all seen her grow up on YouTube on my channel, pretty much. She's at the age now where, you know, she doesn't want to be recorded. She doesn't want to be filmed. She don't want to be on YouTube. I give her space and I respect that. But when she starts to talk and start clapping her hands, you know, like doing all that, that
That's
part
what
right
our daughter
there
used to do.
is, to me, that's very disrespectful, and I won't tolerate it. And I'm not going to match that energy. I am going to pull on my G at one good time, being pal boom, and then that's it. We ain't got nothing else to talk about. She's gonna be quiet, and we ain't gonna talk for a whole day or 2 days, and then everything gonna be back to normal. But when they get to that age, you know, I couldn't imagine like her daddy or, you know, Curtis coming at her like that. I could never imagine another man putting his hands on my daughter, any man for that matter, daddy or not. I got this. I got it.
Yeah. And I mean, trust and believe, I got whooped growing up, but it's just different, you know. My mom I used to have whelps and shit on me. I probably was getting abused, but I was just getting whoopings. I don't think I was being abused, but that's how I grew up. Um, but I just don't do that to my kids.
I had the same. They put you in a warm bath with some salt to get the whelps down, or something like that. But yeah, I don't think there's any reason to. And I'm the sort of person that I think what it is with me is that one thing that stood out just now when that lady said it. In my household, if I tell you off today, it finishes today. You're not going to be slamming no doors. You're not going to be stamping your foot. You're not going to be ignoring me because I'm the adult and I can make this punishment go on forever. I remember my friend said to me, I can't believe you just slapped your son. You had a word with him and now everything's back to normal. I said, yeah, because it's over. Why does he want to continue it? I'm the adult. I can continue forever. Rather than, and I never do the wait till your father gets home or I'm going to call your father. Deal with it there and then. Deal with it there and then. Don't be waiting for nothing. What you want the father to come in and do? He wasn't there. You know, it's all past now. The child must really half forgotten what they've done. So you have to deal with it there and then. If you can't deal with it there and then, you're putting that child above you. That child knows that you're weak. So you have to do it. None of this wait till your father gets home. No, you deal with it. When the father gets home, it should be finished. You might tell him, you know, away from the child what's happened because you've dealt with it. Rather than giving the child, you know, double punishment. One from you at the time, and then and maybe you go and tell the grandparent. Because I remember hearing the child say, Auntie, you know what I like about you is that you just deal with it there and then. If I'm good, my mum just tells one person. If I'm naughty, she tells everyone. And then he gets it from the grandparents, and he gets it from here, and he gets it from there. And I think, no, I'm dealing with it. My mum would have never have phoned me and tell me what my son's done. Why do you need to distress me? He's with you. I trust that you're with him. Deal with it. Then it's over. It's not going to continue. And too many children get bitter because it continues. The parents can't let go. Once you've punished a child, it's over. So I never let it drag on because that's just ruining my vibe. And we have to get on. And I'm the adult. So I can punish you forever. So you just take it, get over it, and then we move on. You learn.
I just looked in the comments, so I don't see where all these men come from saying that they really want to come in a household with a child that don't belong to them and whoop them and spank them. Like,
I
that's
want to
just
shout
crazy.
out to Mike G though. I don't want him to think that I was being judgmental or judging him or nothing. I really appreciate Mike G for you know, sharing his experience. I
Oh
just
yeah,
didn't know that even existed.
yeah, and I know I get a little passionate. My voice gets raised or whatever, but yeah, nobody. This was a conversation.
No, it
We
was all good.
appreciate everybody that jumps up on the panel.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I didn't see it the way he did, but I enjoyed it. But I just think that the men shouldn't go into a household where they want him to discipline the children. The children
Yeah,
should be disciplined.
I hope that
The
we all
children
can
should
learn
already be
something
disciplined.
here. That even like, especially for the men, and especially for us women who are raising boys to be men. And when they get into a relationship with a woman, if she's single and she has children and she does not want to discipline them and ask you to discipline them as a man, then your response should be, I'm out of here. Or no, I'm not going to do that. Or I'll talk to her you know what I'm saying? But as far as the, you know, the other
Where's the daddy?
Yeah, because for her to ask him to discipline her daughter, that is quite weird to me.
yeah.
Something has to be a little off with that woman. I'm sorry, whoever she is, something
Mhm.
has to be a little off with her, because you don't ask no man that you just met, and a year is not that long. You don't ask no man to do anything with your daughter.
And you need to
Right.
think to
Yeah.
yourself, how many men has she asked that previously?
Exactly, and that's what I said. Because if she was quick to do that with him, I'm sure she's done it with other ones.
And the thing is, I don't think he saw it as quick because he was serious about her.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If a man is serious about a woman, 6 months is not quick. You know, a year is not quick because he's serious with his intentions towards her. But to
Hmm.
us as single parent women, we know that a year is quick
Yeah.
because we've got this precious thing that we're going to have to share with someone. You're not going to hand it over in a year. But for a man, because this is the way the men think, I want to move with this woman. I want to get on. We're going to be together. And he's serious. So for a man, once he's made a decision, the decision is made. So I think that's the difference in the mindset, because he was in it for the long haul.
Well, and even on the woman's side, like me coming into a relationship with a new man, and maybe he's a single dad, I would never put my hands on his children.
Listen, I was in that situation, and I didn't want to meet his children, and he was like, no, you need to meet my children. And when I did, I thought, oh my gosh, he had 3, and the little girl was a brat. She was a brat. And I remember we all went out for the day on what I'd call an excursion. And this girl was rude to him. She was rude to everyone. And I can just feel my blood boiling. Different cultures. I couldn't help myself. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to be me. I said, excuse me, young lady, come here. I sat her down. I gave her a good talking to. I said, and don't you ever move. And I just looked
And
around.
that's all it takes. We can give a good talking to. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to put her. Yeah.
These women looked at me and I thought, here I go. I've just turned up, first day out with the family, and now I'm going to get it. And they all said, oh, well done, you know. She needed that earlier. Even his own ex-mother-in-law said, you've been listening to that woman. You've been listening to that woman, because before, this girl was a brat. You know, she's screaming. I said, next time she gets to the door and she's screaming at you and you're taking the kids out to get takeaway, leave her behind. It might hurt you. Tell her, stop. If you're rude to me, I'm going to leave you here till I get back. And she didn't believe him. And he said it was the hardest thing he ever done. And he turned around, he walked away with the boys and left that little girl screaming all the way. He was in the car. She was shouting, daddy, daddy. And he brought her back a snack. He just didn't take her. And his mother-in-law said, well done. That's what she needed. Didn't have to lay a hand on her. Just needed some discipline. Where the mother used to smack her. But as a father, he just couldn't bear to smack his own daughter. So I said, no, she needs to be disciplined. And it started off with me. You know, I'm the sort of person that we going out and you're screaming for your food and we're in the car. And I said, wait till we get home. You carry on. I will lob it out the window. I will throw your food out of the window. I will warn you twice. And I'm not the person that say, I will do it and you will go hungry. And she looked at my face and I said, one more word. And it goes out the window. And she just sat down and shut up. And I didn't realize that the boys had secretly given him the thumbs up. Be like this woman. Because she needed to be disciplined, but I wouldn't have put my hand on her. I just couldn't do anything. I just couldn't sit there and not do anything.
You got to go in your room with that. You got to, man. We can't play soccer in here, man. You gonna kick my computer, man. Go in your room with that, boy. Vonnie. Now, Vonnie, now we going too far, Vonnie. The actual father can't spank the kids. Come on, Vonnie. We going too far, guys. I understand the stepfather and all of that. But Vonnie, you come on now. What am I doing if I can't discipline my children?
Born, do you realize that you were off mute when you were just yelling at your kid?
Because he's kicking the
He
ball.
was just yelling at him. I stepped away for a second. I just got back. What happened?
I wasn't yelling, but I just told him he can't kick the ball.
Born made a grand entrance. He ain't been talking this whole time. All we hear is him yelling at the kid for playing soccer in the living room.
He's already riding the scooter and everything in here with me. That's why I had to go on mute.
I went
I was letting him be loud, but that's too loud. He wilding now. But come on,
A
Vonnie.
comment there. I wouldn't even allow the actual father to whoop my kids. That's why you need to choose your baby fathers, right?
Oh yeah, that's crazy, Vonnie. I ain't gonna lie. I'd really
why
be
wouldn't
upset.
you allow
Yeah, I'd be
your
upset
own
if my
child's
kids.
father?
Let me say this though, real quick, Auntie Jenny. I got a daughter that's 13 and a daughter that's 6. If I spanked either one of them and the mom called me and tried to check me for that, then oh man, I don't even know what my reaction would be. But I would be upset though. I would be really, really upset.
My
Wait,
son's
you
dad.
said you have a 13-year-old and a 6-year-old?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a 6-year-old, huh? Oh, that one's pretty
My
fresh.
son's dad.
Say
He
pretty
used to
fresh.
give excuses
You know that.
For Vonnie, like if the father is not involved in the kids' lives, then okay, I could see that. But if the father is involved in his kid's life, especially his son, um, I don't know. I don't know the dynamics of that, of the relationship between
And
your
that's why I
kids.
jumped on. Yeah,
Okay,
that's why I
yeah,
jumped on
explain
so that
that.
I could explain to Rich, like, basically, to sum it up, I feel like he was a hypocrite. Like, you're in and out of his life, okay? You're not being supportive. You're not showing him how to be a man. You're in the streets, you selling drugs, you want to be a pimp, quote unquote. No, you don't get to touch my son because you're not here teaching him how to be a man. So if you're not a man, how are you going to teach him how to be a man? You don't get to teach my son any type of life lesson because you
Yeah.
haven't even mastered yours.
All right.
Is
So
he
I got
actively in
you.
his
I got
son's
you.
life?
Now let me ask you
No,
this
he's not
though.
active. Like
Let me ask you this. All right.
he's so in and out. He's so in and out. And the thing about me is that I will never keep my kids from their father. So whenever he pops up, he's allowed to just pop up and visit, and he pays no child support. I'm gonna let my son make that decision on his own. In a minute, he'll be old enough to see who was there, who raised him, who taught him right from right. I don't have to do that. I don't have to scare him from his father or bamboozle him. He'll be at an age soon to where he'll see it for himself. Like, damn, where was my dad? What was my dad doing? You know what I mean?
My
No, I
son's
got
dad
you.
was in and out of his life, but he used to whoop his children. But when my son used to spend time with him, there was never any need. My son never behaved in the way that needed it. And I was proud of that
Right.
because I wanted to make sure he was totally different from his dad. So his dad, the other children, yes. His other children he used to. I thought there's no way you're going to put your hands on my son like how you put your hands on your other children. And then I made sure there was never any need for anyone to have to even think about putting their hands on my child. Had to raise him right, respectful and right. His dad never had to. Never ever had to put his hands on him. He disciplined him,
Right.
never had to put his hands on him. Because his voice, my son knew my voice, and my voice is quite deep. So from a man, it put the fear of God into him. He just knew if he had to question something, or his dad had to question something, that voice would come out and my son would just fix up, where the other children wouldn't. So he never had that because of the way I made sure he was raised and the men he was raised around.
Yeah, I mean, and that's like the approach I pretty much take with my daughters. Like I can't even imagine myself spanking them. Ace, you got background noise, brother.
My bad.
But
Right.
I can't even really imagine myself spanking my daughters though, because they fall in line just by me, just the tone of my voice make them
And you started
fall in
young.
line.
Did you start
But
young? You started with that
I'll
young.
say this. But I'll say this though, Auntie Jenny, but because they're at my house pretty much every weekend that I'm at home. So if I were to spank them or whoop them, and they mom like check me about that, that's a no go. Like don't check me about that because I'm not one of these deadbeat guys that's in and out, in and out. Like I'm present, I'm involved. So
The
don't
thing
check.
is that once you've got your children under your roof, or but then your child's mother trusts you to take the children and spend time with the child or the children away from her, she shouldn't question anything you do.
Thank you. Because you know I'm not going to do anything to put them in danger or harm them or hurt them in any kind of way. So you're right.
And
you're right.
I heard a man tell a woman that, where were you going with my children? And he said, they're my children. They're with me. You shouldn't be questioning me because you know they're safe with me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be having them.
Oh, I went through that. Hell yeah, I went through that. I'm like, yo, like even when we first broke up, and I'm like, yeah, I want my daughter to come over here at the new spot. I'm living, you know, me and this other girl is living together. She's like, I don't want every parent say this. I don't want my child around that bitch. And I'm like, man, that's where you have to trust me. Like, I'm not gonna bring our daughter into an environment that's harmful for her. Like, this lady knows our daughter. She's been around our daughter in other settings. But I don't know. I think time, all of that shit comes with time though. Because eventually she was just like, all right, fuck it. This lady ain't going nowhere. I trust him with our daughter, and she can come over there. So I don't know. It takes time. So what is Terrence saying? So Terrence says y'all leaving a single parent father if his child is bad as hell.
Same as the women, no difference.
I didn't understand the statement.
He said if. So all right. So if you with a single father and you're dating a single father and his child is unruly, are you gonna just cut off the relationship with the father?
I would, same as the mother. Now, I said it for the single parent mothers, and I'd say it for the single parent fathers too. Why would I want to put myself in that?
Well, if you're gonna leave, then you need to leave early on. Don't get
That's
attached
what I mean.
to the child, or have the child get attached to you, and then you bounce out because you think
I just have to meet that child once.
Right,
I
like
didn't
that.
leave. Unless he's talking about me previously, I didn't leave because of his child. Oh no, we got on. The children got straightened out. We had great time. The children. But I mean that if I'd met her more than once by then, but that was the time out. And I was surprised at her behavior outside with him. But after that, she settled down. But if it was the first time and she was uncontrollable and he was like that the first time, it wouldn't have gone any further. Because it took about 2 years.
But I tell you what would be an exit stage left is if he is single and he's raising his child and he can't keep his baby mama under control. Bye.
What is under control? What is it? What does that mean?
She popping up, calling all hours of the night, telling me what I can and can't do, playing two ends against the middle. I'm the primary parent in her child's life because I'm living there with him and y'all's child. But you telling me, putting the child against me and all that, and you can't keep her under control and can't put your foot down, then y'all need to work it out and be together.
Yeah, he's not the man for you.
Yeah.
If that happens, he's not the man for me. Because I don't want to give you all the respect and treat you like a king and somebody else is treating like a jester. It's not going to work.
That was well said right there. That was well said. Hey, what the fellas at, man? I want to argue that point so bad. I just don't have an argument with it. I don't know. Well, it's a good point, though. Good point. But I will say, like, I don't know, man. Some of them, when you say control her, some of them are unruly, though. Sometimes it's unruly.
You chose her. You chose her.
Yeah, but I didn't know she would act I didn't know she would act like this, though, Dren. I didn't know she was gonna go crazy and start flipping. And I mean, the only thing what if I'm telling her?
If you're what?
What if I'm telling her, hey, listen, you got to calm down. You can't do this. I'm with I found somebody now. Now I'm with another person. You got to chill. And she won't chill. How is that on me? So I'm going to lose you because she won't chill?
But there's loads of things you can do. You can switch your phone off at a certain time. You can just block her calls. You can not answer the door when she comes to the door. Just don't answer the phone. Put me first. You put the child first.
Healthy
boundaries.
Once the child is safe, you
put me.
And y'all know if I do that, that's risking the risking me not seeing my daughter again.
But this is the situation where the daughter lives with you. Remember?
Okay.
Yeah. You're the single father and you have your kid.
You tried it. You tried it, Daniel. You tried it, Daniel. Not fast enough, buddy.
I tried it. You didn't let me. You didn't let not fast enough. All right, you guys are good.
I know.
You guys are good.
You weird. That was weird though, Daniel. Why would
Don't
you
be
do that?
upset. Hey, there's no reason to be upset. No reason to be
I'm not upset.
brother.
I'm not upset, Daniel. I'm still entertaining you.
Yes.
Yeah. Relax, Daniel. Why would you try to do that though? Why would you try to sabotage my live stream? Why? With gay porn.
I'm relaxed.
Why would you do that with porn?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
I know nobody saw it. Nobody saw it because I'm too quick.
It's something.
I'm a veteran. Yeah, I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran, Daniel. Yeah, I'm a veteran, Daniel. Yeah, nice try though. Look, now you laughing. You laugh. You
guys should check out my channel.
We won't. We definitely won't. Man, it's weirdo, man. Weirdos. Great conversation, and he want to fuck up the whole conversation by showing porn on the channel. But y'all got to know, Born Rich is a little quicker than that, Daniel. No, sir, Daniel.
That's crazy. You caught that quick.
Man, hey, listen, I already know, Drina. I know. Ain't no caught it quick. I put it up just because, I've been on YouTube a long time.
What Mike G say?
Yeah. Pittsburgh.
Salute to you, my brother. Salute to all the ladies, man. Can y'all hear me?
There you go. Yes, sir. What's going on, Pittsburgh?
Hey, man, I appreciate your channel, man. I be listening to your stuff all the time, like I always tell you, man. I don't get on here a lot, man, but I like how you approach a lot of these different topics, man. And then you have a lot of different groups up here. And ladies, they have their own. Everybody got their own opinion. Everybody civilly agree or disagree, which is spectacular.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, man. And then you got weirdos that want to sabotage the conversation, want to show porn on it, bro. But no, sir. Y'all got me like that. People got me like that in like 2022. That's never gonna happen again. So salute though, Pittsburgh. Salute. So what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts on this? We talking about disciplining step kids and all type of shit, man. How can you get your women in check and all type of shit, Pittsburgh? Talk to me.
Well, the only thing I get ladies to push back is when you're no longer with that person no more, you can't control what the other person do. And I've been separated from a woman where she making her business to no matter who you with, just to be a problem, right? And I can't control. You can't no longer control what that person do when you're no longer in that household. It sounds like a thing to say to get your woman under control and do all this other stuff, but you got to think there's a phase of bitterness when somebody separates from somebody, and some people make it their mission to no matter who you with, they're gonna have a fucking problem with that person, and they're gonna go out there waiting for that. So like, I get it, everybody don't want to deal with that, but it's only so much you can do with talking to people who you can't reason with people who are unreasonable. And some people are unreasonable when it comes to co-parenting. They make that shit difficult, they make it hard, and the kids suffer, and it's very frustrating. Because some people, they revert back to like being teenagers as adults. So it's only you limited to what you can and can't do. I would just say that there's a point to it to where we say things sometimes, but there's always situations where people are unreasonable. Even though they're adults, people don't act like adults all the time. And it goes for men and it goes for women. I've known people personally that have been men who haven't been men in those relationships. And I've been a party to the other side of that when I broke up with somebody. And no matter who I was with, I always had a problem with it. And it was never about finances because I always took care of my child. But it was every little petty thing that she could make a problem. That's what she determined to do. So that has nothing to do with the person I'm with. It's just that person was committed to picking a fight and making things difficult.
Thank you for sharing that. And that's very unfortunate that you had to deal with, I don't know if you're still going through it, but that you had to go through that, and it is difficult for the child, because the child is the one that gets caught in the middle and wants to be a certain way with mommy, and then wants to be a certain way with daddy, and I get that, and it's unfortunate, and so that's why these types of conversations need to be had, because you never know who's going through these situations, or who may catch us on the watch back, or somebody just needing some advice, or just know that they're not going through it alone, and other people have been through the same thing.
No, I love it, Drina. You that news? News, are you there? Well, Drina, I'll pose this hypothetical to you. This is something I was thinking about, and didn't happen to me personally, but I'm sure it's happened to somebody, right? So just say hypothetically, I'm dating a woman, and we've been dating for, I don't know, 8 or 9 months, right? And then my baby mama find out that we're dating and we've been spending a lot of time together, and now in her mind she want to sabotage it. So now, like you said, she's beating and knocking on the door, popping up at my house unannounced, calling my phone all times of the night. I would hate to lose the woman that I'm dating, that I'm trying to get serious with, because some shit that another adult is doing. You see what I'm saying, Drina? I would hate to lose out on that relationship because this grown ass woman is acting childish. See what I'm saying?
I think it's how you deal with it. It's how you deal with it as a man.
Okay.
I want to see you, like the woman said, put her in her place, or at least cut her off. I want to see you do something that shows that you respect me. But if you're concentrating on her and her craziness as well, no.
You know what? I agree with you, Auntie Jenny. If we can't control somebody else's behavior, and if I've been dating with you for 8 or 9 months, and all of a sudden your baby mama or ex keeps popping up and being disrespectful, you better try to be doing something to show me that you not doing something outside of my presence to make her be acting crazy like this.
I got you. Now in this hypothetical, I'm gonna say I'm not, right? I'm not doing anything. I'm not leading her on or anything. Matter of fact, we never even discussed if I'm dating or seeing anything, because I felt like it's not her business, right? But maybe she heard from somebody that, hey man, Born Rich is, man, I keep seeing Born Rich with this girl. They're dating. Maybe we don't follow each other on social media, but maybe I'm taking pictures of me and the girl I'm dating and putting it on social media. So she finds out just all of a sudden she finds out, and now she don't like it. Maybe she do call me after she say, hey, I heard you're dating somebody. Is it serious? And I say, yeah, it's serious. We're pretty serious. And now she starts trying to do everything she can to sabotage it. And I'm just asking, what does the lady that I'm dating do? And what do I do as a person? That's for everybody. Drina, Auntie, Pittsburgh. Well, Auntie already said it.
I'll say Dirty Dude has a great comment. He said, all you can do is keep it documented and hope and pray. Then maybe go to the court route. But even then, it's kind of hard to prove because they're kind of smart about their bull crap. If it's your baby mama, that's a separate situation. But if it's just somebody just an ex, then there's measures put in place. You can block her. You can change your number. You can block her.
I'm gonna say my baby mama, because I don't think her ex. Well, I'm sure it's an ex somewhere that's crazy as shit. But I don't know. I like to say that baby mama makes it just a little bit more personal, because now if I check her, then I do run the risk of never seeing my kids again.
Yeah, there's just boundaries that need to be put in place, and you need to take the measures to make sure that you can see your kids, and you need to make your woman feel secure that you're not playing two ends against the middle.
Real quick,
choose your children. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I'd rather
real
a man
quick.
choose a child.
I'm sorry, real quick, y'all. Let me Sugar, you there, sis?
I'm here. Good evening to you.
Just making sure you wasn't finna porn bomb the stream, Sugar.
Man, don't do that.
I'm joking.
Hi, Sugar.
Hey, Gina, baby.
But yeah. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Pittsburgh. How do as a man, how do you handle that?
Well, I mean, all you could do as a man with your ex or your baby mama, you could just get both parties on the phone or together and say, hey, look, this is what I'm dealing with. And I see what you're doing. You're saying, cool, this isn't going to change who I'm dealing with. Now, at that moment, you squash it. But the problem becomes is this, where I've had it on the other end, is where I don't need the woman that I'm dating arguing with my ex, right? That's for me to handle. That's not for you to get in the middle of that. That's where it gets messy, when it becomes a thing where you want to assert yourself in something you don't. And then when they do that and you have kids involved, that's when the resentment comes and the difficulties come to be with the kids and stuff. Because it turns it into this whole toxic thing where it didn't have to be. So it's a thing that a man has to be assert himself that he's in control of that. Because once you put your new woman with your old woman and your kids, the first thing she's going to do is use those kids as a football to keep them away from you. That's going to be the first thing off top. That's what's going to happen. So that has to be a thing that has to be asserted over the top from the beginning. And the woman that you're with has to respect that and not assert herself into that. Because she's not going to add any value to that or make that better. She's going to make it worse, unfortunately.
No, I mean, you leave it up to me. Leave it up to me. But also, if the girl I'm dating, I need her to know. I need her to like have my back, and don't be willing to, and let her know, hey, this is gonna be a process. This girl is irrational, and it's gonna be a process. Don't just give up and run, because Auntie Jenny was saying, hey, ladies, leave that man. So I'm saying, like, no, slow down. Like, I want this relationship to work. I need you to have my back. I'm dealing with this problem, and have my back while I deal with this problem. That's what I was saying.
If you're explaining it like that, that's different. If you're telling your woman that this is what it is, and I'm with you, I love you, I want us to be together, and you really standing on that, then she'll rock with you. But everybody ain't cut like that. Some women just don't want to have to deal with baby mama drama.
Yeah,
that's what I said. It all depends on how you deal with it, and don't wait until she acts crazy. Tell me that she's crazy. Tell me from day one, I've got a crazy baby mama. I know what to expect. Tell me from day one.
Oh, Jenny, but then you're gonna leave. What if I'm feeling you? Maybe I'm feeling you. Maybe let's say we're 3-4 months in, and I'm really feeling you. You want me to just drop that bombshell on you and run you away?
As early as possible, because I'm ignorant. I would want to know as early as possible. I don't scare that easy, but I'd want to know as early as possible.
If it's meant to be, it'll be.
I got you, Auntie. That's right, though. I feel you.
At least I know what I'm dealing with.
I feel you. Oh, this good shit. Good shit. So Dirty Dude said go to the court route. Maybe go to court. Take it to court. Dirty Dude. Dangerous thing about court is now what we doing. I'm putting myself in danger of not seeing my kids again. All right?
Yeah.
But the court don't give you automatic access to your kids, right? Like I think that's the other part. Like, I've been through that part of it too. Like, court works two ways. There's a court in Florida, there's a court in Pittsburgh too. There's a court, one separate court for financial with child support, and then there's another court for visitation. Those two don't intertwine. So if you go to court for one, they're not going to see you for the other. So if you take your ex to court for not seeing your kid, then one thing ain't got nothing to do with the other, and the punishment is different. So I've taken my ex to court. Well, my child is adult. She's not a kid. But when I did take her to court numerous times, the punishment was a verbal lashing from the judge. It wasn't no restitution. It wasn't no money. It wasn't none of that. Even with the cops. Where on the other end, the financial part, if you don't pay, they taking your license, they taking your passport, they doing all that shit immediately. It just triggers immediately. So like, it's hella frustrating on the person who's not the custodial parent to deal with that. Because first of all, you got to pay money to get a package to even file for that shit. It's not free. So that's a hell of a struggle and a lot of frustration dealing with that whole situation when it comes to visitation, dealing with police and visitation. And then the other person in the back of their mind, they laughing because nothing's happening to them. And they're ruining your relationship with the child ultimately. And they're creating these hurdles that it's hard to get past those barriers, even when they're as adults, because they're establishing so much chaos and mess, and they're disjoining your bond that you should have. They're taking your control away as a man, and that's never a good thing.
Okay. Okay, y'all gave me another topic for another day. I like that. All right. So yeah, man. Welcome to the panel, Sugar. You heard some? Have you heard something on here that you agree with, disagree with? What's
I
going on?
just tuned in. I was at work.
Oh, you just tapped in.
Yeah, and I'm actually I'm drinking my tea. And I'm finna go to sleep.
Speaking of tea, I let Ace get away, man. I want to ask him about that high blood pressure recipe he got.
The hibiscus tea and garlic.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Hibiscus tea and garlic. Okay.
You can buy hibiscus tea, the loose leaf tea. You can buy it on Amazon. The loose leaf tea is better. The organic loose leaf tea. So you boil it in water, and then you strain the tea leaves out. Or you can go to like an Indian store. They sell them.
Okay. Loose leaf tea.
Hibiscus. They have it on. Look for it on Amazon, or find a store like a health food store or something.
Yeah, I need that. You know. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, panel. It's a side conversation, but yeah, I gotta get control of my damn blood.
You know, I was thinking about something. I think that and you all tell me what your thoughts are. I think women are more we're quicker to tell our baby fathers that we're in another relationship versus the baby father. He's not so quick to tell the mom that he's in another relationship. To me, it seemed like, I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying?
I have a reason why. But I want to ask you, Drina, why do you think that? Why do you think that that's the case?
I think it's because maybe he got one foot in and one foot out, and maybe like he don't want to tell the baby mama that he's dating somebody else because maybe he want to still have that door open.
He want to have access.
He want to have access, and he know that if the baby mama find out that he dating somebody else, then it's gonna be some problems. But on the other hand, if it's the baby mother, and she's like basically feel like y'all done moved on, and she's dating someone else, and she's the custodial parent of the kids.
Yes.
She's quicker to say, hey, I just a heads up, like I'm seeing someone, it's getting a little bit serious. He's going to be around the kids, and I think you all should meet. I just don't see that conversation happening with the man.
Okay. Well,
I was gonna say devil's advocate. I was gonna say the women like to boast, and the men thinks it's none of their damn business.
That's a little bit to do with it. Well, I'll say me personally, the reason it took me so long to tell my baby mama that I was dating somebody else is because I didn't want to run the risk of not being able to see my daughter. And I'll tell you this: so when I got serious with the girl that I was dating, to the point where we actually moved in together, then I did that risk. My fear came to fruition. It was hey, I'm not staying at this place anymore. I've moved over here with this woman. The woman I've been dating. We've moved in together, but I still want to get my daughter every weekend. And it became my daughter. I don't want my daughter around that bitch. So I used to have to go to my mom's house, a meeting, a neutral place to see my daughter. I used to have to literally have to leave the house that I lived in, go stay the weekend at my mom's just to see my daughter. Me and my daughter would spend the weekend in my mom's house just because my baby mama was not going to let my daughter spend the weekend at my new residence with my new girl.
Wow. It's just the way she was, because if it was somebody reasonable, you would have told her earlier. You would have told her that this woman is around your child when she first met your child. Because for me, as a reasonable woman, to wait until you've moved in together, that's late. As a reasonable person, I would
Yeah,
have
that's
issues
way
with
late.
that.
That's way late, Rich. Come on now.
I would
But
have
I
issues
mean,
with that.
but even like, man, but listen, you gotta
What I'm saying is
understand.
that she
My
just had
daughter
that
was like,
personality. But
well,
I
let me
would
say
be
this.
I'd be annoyed and upset if
Yeah,
you
but
wait until you've moved in with that woman, then to tell me that you're gonna take my
no,
child. I
no,
wanna
we
know.
don't. No. Listen. We were hanging out. We were hanging out at my mom's house. You see what I'm saying? Like I say this, man. This is how it was, man. This is how it really went, Auntie. So I was staying with my mom. So it was all good for me to get my daughter every weekend staying in my mom's. And the new girl I was dating would often come and visit me at my mom's. And then we would go out on little outings and stuff. Once I realized it was appropriate, then I introduced her to my daughter, and she had kids. So we would go out with the kids, me, her, and the kids, and have a good time. My daughter ended up telling her mom, "Okay, dad has a new girlfriend." Right, so that's the first call, but I'm still living with my mom then. So now it's like, hey, my daughter said y'all been hanging out with your new girlfriend. Tell me about it. Okay, blah blah bam. This is my new girlfriend. Boom boom boom. I'll say months after that, it was still all good, long as the daughter was coming to my mom's house because she knew the new girlfriend wasn't gonna always be at my mom's house. But then when I said, listen, me and my new girlfriend, I'm moving out of my mom's house, and me and the new girlfriend, we're moving in together in an apartment. So I didn't just spring it on my baby mama and say, hey, I got a new girlfriend. We live together. It wasn't like that at all. She knew months before we moved in together that I had a new girlfriend. I think that my baby mama thought that it wasn't that serious. This was a girl who was just gonna come and go. But now when we move in away from my mom's house, now my baby mama was like, oh, hell no. I'm not sending my daughter over there where y'all live at. I'd rather keep sending her to your mom's house on the weekend. That's how the situation actually happened. And the reason that I didn't tell my baby mama, because I didn't want to risk that. I never wanted to have that conversation. Well, nah, you can't see your daughter. Nah, you can't see your daughter because I don't want my daughter around that bitch. No, those were her exact words. I don't want my daughter around that bitch.
And that was a personality. It could have been any woman that you would have been with would have been a bitch.
Absolutely. I honestly believe that, Auntie. There was nothing I could do with that. But go ahead, Pittsburgh. Talk to me. Okay, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but I think it's easier for women because they control access, though.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's easier for women when they have the child because they control the access to the child. So the man in the back of his head, the first thing he gonna do is he gonna panic. Like, is this gonna create a fucking problem?
Fact.
Is this gonna create a problem for me and seeing my child? Whereas the man, like, we ain't stupid. We know y'all dating somebody. We don't really give a damn. As long as that person ain't putting their hands on my kids. Like, it's opposite with women. It's like this whole thing of where she came from and you want to know histrionic. Like, it's to us, it's irrelevant because we don't want to be with you no more. We know you're going to be with somebody. So that's like kind of a crazy thought to think that you're never going to be with anybody else. On our end, we just don't want a problem. And we see it as a problem. Some of those, like, so no matter when you tell her, like my ex, no matter when I tell her, it was going to be a problem. And it didn't matter. It could have been Mother Teresa. It was going to be a problem. It didn't matter who it was. It was going to be a problem. So some women, you know, that's what it is. And those are women that you're no longer dealing with, but you got children with them, so you still have to deal with them. You can't control them fucking people. So I think that has a lot to do with it more so than anything. You kind of know who you're dealing with. That's why you're not with them. And you got a history of them acting crazy with you about that situation. It'd be the pettiest of stuff. And men don't like having petty arguments.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And women are the custodial parents, so they control the access. So of course they're not afraid to tell her their baby daddy, I'm dating somebody else. Because at the end of the day, what the fuck are you gonna say? I'm dating somebody else, and if it's 8-9 months of me dating him, I decide to move him in. This is my house, and I have the custodial rights. There's really nothing you can say. You got to get in line. So of course, I think that's why women are they're not afraid. They're not worried about any type of consequences. It's just like, hey, I'm dating somebody else. If that answers your question, Drina, that's my opinion.
What do you think about? Thank you for that. What do you think about what Mike G said?
What Mike G?
He said, yeah, that part.
My baby mama got married up. I just told her and him, well, okay, we will co-parent, and I said, I don't need to talk to her no more. If you the man of the house, my daughter will be living in. No problem. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. At the end of the day, that's pretty much all we can say, Drina.
But what are we teaching our kids? That mommy and daddy don't talk, mom and daddy don't get along.
No, I disagree with that. No, I disagree with that. But he said we will co-parent. I don't know. See, Mike G, you gotta hit the link and kind of explain what you're saying, right? Because I say this though, Drina. I mean, well, my definition of co-parent is healthy communication.
Right. I don't have a problem with that part. I'm just talking about the part where he's telling the stepfather, I don't need to talk to my baby mama no more. If you the man of the house, my daughter's going to be living in.
All right. So
why is he cutting off communication with his baby mama?
You can't co-parent and not talk.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Auntie. That's what I'm going to say. I disagree. Yeah. To me, that's a I don't know what you call it, an oxymoron. Mm-hmm. How can you co-parent and not communicate?
He's got issues if you don't want to communicate with her.
Yeah.
However, I also respect it too, though, to a certain extent, because if the tables were turned, just like the situation we was talking about, yes, I would like to have the baby mama go through me instead of always directly going to him. Even though we co-parenting and all that, but I respect that. But I still would like to see communication between the mother and the father.
Yeah.
For the child's sake.
That should be the most important communication. Unless, we're not gonna lie. I have heard situations where people say, hey, the exes or the co-parents don't get along, so the new partner steps in and plays.
But it's different with a man and a woman. So yeah, but
what'd you say, Pittsburgh? Like your internet cutting in and out, brother. But
Rich, Born Rich, what you think is different for a man? Like if your baby mama get married, if your baby mama get remarried, right?
Oh, your internet is cutting out, brother.
Leave Starbucks. It ain't no good.
You said what? What you say, Sugar?
Leave Starbucks. The internet.
Can you hear me now?
Good.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now. Go ahead, bro.
What I was saying is it's different with two men. Like if your baby mama or mine get remarried, then it might be easier for you to have a relationship with the dude that she marrying, and he's going to be naturally he's the head of the household. So like you don't necessarily have to talk to your baby mother because that child lives in that household and that man should be running that household. And really your whole goal is to communicate in effects of what's going on with my child. So like you don't have to talk to the baby mother on that end. If y'all just fight like cats and dogs and he's the head of the household to minimize all that, I don't really see a problem with that. Because you're still at the end of the day, you're still seeing the child. And if he's the man, it doesn't do you any good. It's all that does is just make the baby mother feel some kind of way that you have to go through her. And if the goal ultimately is for you to be with your child and he's the head of that household, being the man of that household, I don't really see a problem with that. Now, on the other end, if it's a woman, it's a little bit different because women don't necessarily normally have a good stereotypically have a great track record with the baby mama and the new girlfriend or wife having a great relationship. They usually don't go too well, right? So that's a little bit different. Men can kind of like find some common ground and kind of move on because we don't have that level of pettiness when it comes to kids. We cannot like each other and kind of like figure out, okay, this is what we need to do. And we don't have an emotional attachment. We don't got no history together. I don't really know you. You don't really know me. I'm not really trying to figure out what you do. I'm not trying to hang out with you. None of that shit. So it's a little bit more smooth of a transition with two dudes than it would be for two women, in my opinion.
Well, what do you think about? Okay, I'm gonna throw a monkey bitch in there. So what if your baby mama got another woman and not a man?
As long as we communicate, cool. As long as we can communicate where I can see my daughter or my son, then I wouldn't care. Even if she decided to have another woman, if that's the dominant partner, I don't really care. The objective for the man would be to see his child and participate in his child. So if I can eliminate the drama, which is clearly me and you have an issue, right? So if we got an issue, and then this is the person that you're saying that you're going to be with anyways, I don't see what the difference is because you're going to talk to him or her either way. So I don't see what the problem is. It's just we don't have all that pettiness in between us, so we don't have that long history. Because I don't know her, she don't know me. She just knows some of the things you said, so we should be able to just communicate and go about our business. It should be very short.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
And I could be wrong. I just think it's a little different though, because I think the goal for men is just to see their kids. Because I don't think most men think when they leave you that you're not going to see nobody else. But I think women almost is like they're surprised when you move on and you move it in with somebody. It's like a surprise. Like I don't really get it, but that's what it seems to be a lot of times.
So for you, Pittsburgh, that's a yes. Like you would be cool that your baby mama has a woman, and you're good with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't care as long as I can see my child. My goal is to see the child. I don't
Right.
care what you do with your relationship. That's your business. I'm not
Right.
with you, so I don't really care. No, that's not my business. My business is my child.
You just
I
treat
think
the
that's the part of it.
man.
Yeah. Right. Doesn't matter. My goal is to see the child. I don't care if you were a dude, a man that want to be a woman, whatever you want to be. I don't care. It's not my problem. That ain't my problem. That's what you want to do. That's your bedroom. I don't really care. My goal is to see my child. That ain't my goal. I don't care about that. You grown, you do whatever you want.
He said the baby.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I never even thought about that. That's crazy. Oh, so the girl got a girlfriend. Woo. God, that's too much. That's too much. And I enjoy hypotheticals, but I don't know. I don't know how I would react to that. I would probably react immature though, Pittsburgh. I ain't gonna lie.
And then
Depending on your age.
Yeah, I mean, even at 40, I'm 40, Pittsburgh, and I probably would react immaturely. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. But you said you petty, so
Yeah, I don't know about that.
It depends on where you at too. Like if you look, put it like this: if you haven't seen your child, let's say you broke up with this lady, you ain't seen your kid in like a year or 2 years, and then this is the person that she decided to be with, and then now you have the opportunity to see with your child. You wouldn't give a damn who she was with. It depends on, like, at that point it'd be desperation for you to see your kid. You wouldn't even care. Like I don't give a damn I don't give a shit who you date. You know, as long as he or she ain't harming my kid. It just depends on where you at, your age.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. As long as they got it together, I'd have some questions though, regardless, male or female, as I should.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But you're right. I mean, in that situation, yeah, Pittsburgh. If it's been a year and you just want to see your child, then yeah. But if I get my child every weekend and shit, all of a sudden my daughter is telling me that y'all hanging out with Jennifer, and you know, kids are older now. They got cell phones and shit, and she showed me a picture of Jennifer, and Jennifer is a whole stud out here. Man, I'm calling my baby mama. Fuck that, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna call my baby mama and say, so you fucking with studs now.
But what if you were with a man, how do you think that she's supposed to react to sending?
Well, let's don't do that hypothetical. Jen, I can't. Yeah, Jen, I can't even. I can't even deal with that hypothetical. Like
you just say you like hypothetical.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that one though. I don't like that.
Oh, not when it comes to him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So there's Sugar or Auntie Jenny.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what are
that's
your
the
thoughts
women.
on that? Like, if your baby daddy is with a man, how you feel about sending your son over there for visitations?
I'll be like, hey, girl.
I know Auntie Jenny ain't fucking with that. Auntie Jenny.
Oh, that vicious. My son ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, Auntie Jenny Caribbean.
Ain't going nowhere.
You know, Caribbeans don't do that.
Listen, right? I've got enough men around me that will help me with that issue. He ain't going nowhere. I want to see you and your bitch of a man come and take my son at my house. No. You want to come and see your son, you can come in my house.
So now you about to be the difficult baby mama, Auntie Jenny. You about to be the difficult baby mama.
I will be. Listen, right, as far as I'm concerned, if you tell me you was like that in the beginning, fine. I was not raised like that. I'm not raising my son like that. That is not my definition of a man that I want my son to be.
It's no less his daddy, though.
It still wouldn't happen. I would disown the daddy.
So he couldn't come over and see the child?
Oh, he could.
Oh,
leave your partner behind. And
Yeah,
my
that's
son
my next question. Good shot, Jenny. That's my next question. Could he bring his partner?
No. There's been no sleeping over. I'll be so petty about it. I'd have a room in my house for you. You want to spend time with your son and sleep over? Come. But don't be teaching us. No. I say, you want to meet your son with your partner? All of us go to church. Let's all go to church together.
But those situations are happening every day. Even more so nowadays. Yeah. So you better be involved and know what's going on, baby mamas and baby daddies. You trying to say? I mean, we want to say that it don't matter what's going on over there as long as my child is safe. But at the same time, it really does matter what's going on over there when you send your child. You need to know that your child is safe. You need to know what's going on.
And my baby mamas is 39 and 40. So I'm going to talk so crazy to them. I'm going to say, you waited till you 40 years old to start liking pussy? What the fuck?
That part is not our business. I mean, that's not your business.
That is my business. Why you wait till you 40 years old and now you want to be gay? You tripping.
That happened to somebody that I know.
And I'll be like, see what you did.
and she actually, in the end, she left him for another woman. And she actually gave him his 2 children. One was a teenager. One was about 6 or 7. She actually gave him his children. And she went off. And then she went off with another woman who had a small child. And eventually the 2 smaller children started going to the same school. And it's really sad to see. Now there's got to be visitations. And the child goes up, but you can see the man struggling with it. But he does it for the child's sake. Go see the child cry after his mother, and it breaks my heart just to see him and the child, because it's a sad. The oldest son won't have nothing to do with his mum, but the younger boy, because the oldest one must be about 15, 16. He'd say hi, he's not interested, and you can tell he's going to have issues when he grows up. He's not interested. You've left my dad for another woman, and her little child, But the youngest child, he don't care. He wants his mum. He don't understand what's going on. He wants his mum. I don't know how he sees the situation dynamics at home, because he's now started sleeping over. But it affects the dad and it affects the oldest son. It's sad.
And Drina, that's why it is my business now, because all my daughter knows is mom and dad, and now my daughter has to live in the house with 2 moms. Yeah, then now it's my business. Yeah, that makes it my business. And I have to sit my daughter down and explain, hey, that's not natural what your mom is doing at your house. So that's when
But
it
you,
becomes my business.
but I think that's what we wrong at, for Rich. Like it's no more if it's like if it's no more than if it's a strictly a man or a woman that you just don't like, or it's the same sex, it's your business. Like it's just not your business. Your job with when you leave that person, your job is to parent your kid. That's it. Like all that other stuff is interjection, and that's our opinion. And like we didn't have control. Clearly, you and this person didn't get along because y'all not together. So y'all not together. Y'all don't see stuff eye to eye. That's cool. Y'all need to come eye to eye just to raise this child. That's it. Whoever that person decides to be with, that's their business. Like that, like because we can always have an opinion about the person and find like you could be because those people who are like real petty, who find everything wrong with the baby mama or the new woman that you with, they don't think they're petty. They think they have such high moral standards that the women that you with, they just don't measure up. They don't realize they're fucking petty because they are. But if they just got out of your business and just worried about raising your child with you, everything is cool. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't even play that game because like where do you draw the line with that?
Well, for me too, I just think to myself, I come from a Christian household. If I meet a man, that's how I expect to raise my child in a Christian household. Once you step out of that, step out and don't come back. Because that's how we decided to raise my child. That's how I got with you as a Christian household. I won't even want my son to be taught these things in school. I'd rather homeschool him. So if you're going to want to be teaching my son that however he's been raised for how many years, or my daughter, however she's been raised for how many years is wrong, keep stepping, keep walking. Because I will refuse to bring up my child with something that goes against the grain.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, but I mean, I just think some of that stuff, like, I don't know. I just think that it has to be about the kid. It's like when we start interjecting our like personal beliefs into like what you do in your relationship, like, so is it okay for them to be living together when they're not married? Is it cool for them? Like, it's hard to start playing that game. I think it's a lot of energy into somebody that you don't really care about like that, opposed to the actual child. Because no matter what we say, the child is still going to live in that household. The ex is still going to be with that man or that woman or whoever the same sex that they're going to be with. And now you just remove yourself from the situation. The best thing you can do is be in a situation and explain to your kid what's going on, opposed to trying to fight the person who they chose to be with, because they're not going to not choose not to be with them. It's just now you made it so hostile that you're not even in a situation. You can't even explain to your kid what the hell is going on. And bestow upon them whatever moral value that you want, you completely remove yourself. So you don't even get that opportunity.
No, I wouldn't want my child to know anything about him. I wouldn't. Not at all. So I would stick by it. Because if I was, all right, then say I was a different religion, what if I was Muslim? And then you got to think that the effects having same-sex parents going to have on that child, that child's peers, that child's upbringing, how that child gets treated in society. I wouldn't want to put my child through that.
So are you thinking about how you are feeling right now and your beliefs, or are you putting more weight on how is my child going to feel in the future?
I'm not even the future, there and then. I'm thinking if you and me and my man have raised our child in a certain way with these beliefs, and then you're going to turn around after we split and then switch. I'm not putting my child through that. I'm thinking about the society that my child lives in. I'm thinking about all the places that you went with mommy and daddy, and now you got to go there with two daddies. No, I'm not putting my child through that. If you want to come and see your child, if you want to take your child out, fine. But I refuse. I would not put my child through that. When my child's old enough and he wants to go and do that, but I wouldn't do that.
But a little pushback. I don't think we have an actual choice and not letting somebody see their kids. Like crackheads get to see their kids. So we can't, just because somebody homosexual in whatever way that we in our religious beliefs, we don't get to deny that person the right to see their kids. So I think that's right. When you go to the court system, homosexuals get to see the kids. Crackheads get to see the kids. Bad parents get to see the kids. Homeless people get to see the kids. So I think like sometimes we fighting against things that we can't really, like we can't change what that person does when we're away from them. All we can do is explain to our kids what's going on with that person. That's
Now
it. That's all we can do.
you would see your child, or your child wouldn't be having their sleepovers if you and your other half, your man. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. You'd have to take me to
Couldn't.
court to have sleepovers. I'd let you have access to your child. I do not want your partner, your new husband. I would not want that. I would not want my child to be in that situation because they haven't been raised in that situation. If I'm open-minded and we've always been like that, being accepted, but that's fine because my child would always know about these things. But me personally, I wouldn't want my child to think that's the norm because it might be the norm for some people, but it wouldn't be the norm for me and my child and our environment. I would stick with it. You'd have to take me to court to have sleepovers.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not sticking on the homosexual stuff. I'm just saying in general, I think sometimes people have these ideas of like what they can and can't do, and they have to go through them to get access to the kids. And that's just flat out, just patently not true. When you leave the house, you still have, just because the kid is in your house and you're the custodial parent, the other person has equal rights to have access to that kid too. Where you just can't just decide you no longer get access to this kid unless you come with such and such and such. That's just not really how that works. And that's an extreme version with the homosexual stuff. I get it. People got strong beliefs on that. But there's people with, more often than not, it's very more petty things that stop people from seeing their kids than that. Like we all know people that did it for way less petty or shit than that. And that's more so what I'm saying. Like that's an extreme version. But when somebody wants to do that kind of stuff, it could be anything. It could be that when you went to pick up the kids, the woman that Warren Rich pulled up with, she didn't speak to you and you got pissed off and you don't like the way she look at you. So she can't come to your house no more. Like it could be that fucking petty. Like it just could be anything. So I just think adults got to remove themselves out of the way and do what's good for the kid.
Let me, you are so right. Let me tell you this. There was a time before I had any kids at all. And I was dating my ex. He had 2 kids. And one of the kids was just a baby. And so we would go over there together to pick the kids up. But I would stay in the car. And he would always say, come to the door, like come with me to get the kids. So one day I did walk with him to the door and his baby mama opens the door, butt naked. But she just standing behind him. When I stepped behind him, she looked at me and smacked her lips and rolled her eyes and just covered her up with a shirt and just walked off into the house. And I'm like, is this why he wanted me to come with him? Or does this happen on a regular? Or so there was animosity between she and I.
Wow.
What did he say about it?
He said he don't know why she did that.
Maybe she saw you walking up together.
Yeah, well, it was cool. It was kind of like a Born Rich situation. As soon as she found out things got serious between he and I at the time, she just started acting up weird.
Yeah. That's how it be, man. That's how it be.
Wow.
Yeah, that was many moons ago. Those 2 kids are now in their 30s.
But I think that once you handle yourself correctly and it doesn't faze you, you rise above it.
Yeah.
And the good thing is that you went with him to the door. So
imagine that. Imagine had I not.
Did you go back to the door again? Another time?
You know what? I started actually picking them up on my own by myself.
Really?
Yep.
I like that. I like that.
Yep.
But women are strange. Some women are strange.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's a strange, tricky situation, man. You just never know. And then some people don't have an idea what they're gonna act like when they separate. They be a whole different fucking person
Right,
when they
right.
separate. Because sometimes people separate and they got an idea what they're gonna get when they separate. It don't go that way. They got an idea of the person that they separate with. It don't go that way. Like a lot of that be bitterness that people be having, and they want to take it out some kind of way. And the only way they can do it, if they're the custodial parent, is to play that keep away game with the kids. It just make your life hell. And some people do it. They misery love company. That's the old saying.
Because I found myself in a weird situation not long ago, just for being part of a village, single parent father. I'm helping him out, and he's separated from his wife, and I just had the wife come up to me. Are you my son's stepmom? I said no. Well, I would like you to be. I'd like you to look after that boy and look after that man. I'm not going to give him a divorce while he's with his girlfriend. Only when he's with you. And I was like, what? I said, he's just my friend. I had to end up blocking this woman because she had my number because of her son, because of the support I was giving her son. And in the end, I say, listen, I had to block your wife. I'm getting sick of this because I'm just your friend, and she just refuses to understand that I'm just helping you with the son. She knows I'm helping with the son, but she wants that extra. And I said, no, that's his woman. That is his woman. And just through it, now his woman started being funny towards me. And it's just weird as hell. But I'm just there as part of the village helping the child. Everybody knows that. Except now, my friend's woman. She's thinking wrongly. But women can do strange things. So I thought, he's been with this woman for years. Why not just, let him have his divorce and be with the woman, not while he's with her? I said, well, I don't want any part of it. You can't pick and choose who your child's dad goes with. He's the single parent. But she just feels that she can choose the woman that goes with her son. So that's just another extreme.
Hey, I enjoyed talking to you. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here.
Salute, Jenna. I mean, that's right on time, Jenna. I'm finna shut it down. We went 5 hours, man. 5 hours is good enough for me. I'm finna relax.
In the morning here.
So Born Rich, how often do you go live?
Not as often as I should, but I'm gonna start, Jenna. It's just when I get good topics, I don't want to. I like to at least have like a foundation of what we can talk about. So
yeah,
whenever I think about a good topic or run across some good topics somewhere in my life or social media, then I'll go live. So I can't. Last time I promised to be on the schedule and it didn't work at all. So I don't know how
you feel.
Well, shout out to everybody who tapped in on Drina's Haven 916.
Yes.
And please like, share, subscribe, and tune in to Born Rich. It's a Born Rich Club podcast. And then Auntie Jenny, I'm not sure if you have a channel or not.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there. I just don't really go on it much.
Oh, okay. Sugar, you have a channel?
No, ma'am. No,
okay.
ma'am.
It's a great supporter.
I think mine is Auntie Jenny Says. Saying the English spelling, not the American spelling of auntie.
Okay. All right, y'all. Have a good night.
Okay, bye.
Salute Auntie Jenny. Salute Sugar. Salute everybody who came through and pulled up on the panel. Everybody's been in these chats. Everybody who shared this on their personal channels, man. Salute. We need more of this. Good conversation. Like I said, it was a breath of fresh air, man. I mean, I like YouTube live streams like everybody else, but then I get tired of when it's just so much beef and back and forth, and I kind of get tired of that. So
I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
No problem, Auntie. You're always welcome. Thank you for blessing the panel, and Sugar, thank you for blessing the panel. And yeah, I don't know when I'll be going live again, guys, but make sure you hit the notifications or whatever, but I'll go live again soon, though.
Okay.
Good night.
Well, be good.
Good night. So yeah, family, I'm finna go pop around a little bit. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna pop around to a couple, maybe jump on another panel or something for a minute until I fall asleep. But yeah, man, salute, 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 man. Y'all already know, man. Listen, family, if nobody told you today that they love you, let me be the first one to tell you that I love you, I love you, I love you, man. Family, peace out, y'all. Until the next time.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk. Drive, motherfucker!